the Dolphin Stadium, the new home of the Miami Hurricanes. Today they face North Carolina in an ACC Coastal Division matchup. Miami coming off a rout of Texas A&M, trying to regain that famous swagger. Defined by Webster's as arrogant, self-confident, self-assured, and even being a bit of a bully. Miami head coach Randy Shannon takes exception to that definition. He says it's not really swagger, it's confidence. How close is Miami, Andre Ware, to regaining? I'll call it swagger.
I think they're very close. You know, Randy Shannon's had two outstanding recruiting classes. Those kids from winning programs. They're young, but they grew up last week against Texas A&M in a very tough environment. So how close are they? Very tough day.
Well, Butch Davis knows all about it. He was the head coach of the Hurricanes for 6 years, as well as an assistant under Jimmy Johnson in the 80s. Randy Shannon was a player during that era and an assistant on Davis's staff. Typical Miami day. Here at the end of September, it was raining a bit earlier. Pretty windy, 83 degrees and 50% chance of more rain. It's the first ACC game of the year for Miami, and the Hurricanes have lost 3 consecutive ACC home games, including the final game ever at the Orange Bowl a year ago to Virginia, as Miami got clobbered in that game 48-0. Butch Davis's Tar Heels beat Miami up in Chapel Hill last season.
Yeah, but this is a different Miami football team this year, Dave. You talk about young, they're youthful, but they are just flat out good. And it's a couple of a little bit of senior leadership sprinkled in there, but there's a lot of talent on this football team this season.
Well, we'll talk about it as we go along, but Randy Shannon really refocusing recruiting efforts on local kids. And 8 players on this true freshman group. They'll play about a handful of them at receiver. We're on a national champion high school team a year ago. They're young, but they're talented. North Carolina, meanwhile, on the up. But how will they replace their starting quarterback, who's out with an ankle injury for the next month and a half? Jay Wooten will kick off. We're underway at the new home of the Canes, Dolphin Stadium. Brandon Harris from the 15. Flag down as Harris is taken down at the 23-yard line.
Well, that's usually on the receiving team. You usually get a hold or a block in the back. So Miami going to start in some very tough field position. Robert Marve, their starting quarterback, is a guy that doesn't lack for confidence. That's for sure.
Well, you talk about youth. Marve is a redshirt freshman. We'll also see Ja'Cory Harris, a true freshman. Tom Zamorsky, our referee today.
During the return, block in the back, number 29 the receiving team. After this is the goal, first down.
Let's take a look at Andre's impact players, including the 2 quarterbacks we just mentioned.
Well, both guys young, but very talented. Robert Marve set a lot of records a couple of seasons ago. Ja'Cory Harris came right behind him 1 year later and actually broke most of those records, won a national championship, threw for 49 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions last year. Greg Cooper, a big-time running back for them, added a couple of pounds this season so he could run between the tackles, but a threat to hit the home run at any time.
And he had that against A&M last week, scored a couple of touchdowns. Marve to the air on first down, and near the marker is Khalil Jones, and he gets the Miami first down, tackled by Jordan Hemby. You'll see the starting lineups for the Miami Hurricane offense at the top of your screen, but Robert Marve from Tampa, Florida, you mentioned, broke Tim Tebow records in high school, and then Ja'Cory Harris ended up breaking one of Marve's records last year.
What's amazing, both guys were Mr. Football in Florida in back-to-back years. Ja'Cory Harris and Robert Marve, or actually Robert Marve and Ja'Cory Harris, 06 and 07. A lot of talent at the quarterback position.
Marve on the rollout, and gets a great block, and Marve is a pretty good runner. Out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Jason Fox, the left tackle, with a huge block. Only a gain of 2, though.
We may call Jason Fox his name all day long. He threw a nice block last week on a 51-yard touchdown run from Greg Cooper at Texas A&M. So to free him up, they like to pull him. They like to do a lot of different things because he's got a lot of talent for a left tackle.
Miami with a record of 2-1. North Carolina 2-1 after blowing a 2-touchdown lead at home to Virginia Tech last week. Ended up losing that game. Here's Jones with a catch, and great job by Jordan Hemby right in his shirt. No gain on the play. It'll bring it 3rd and long.
He's finally healthy, Jordan Hemby, after battling injuries the last couple of seasons. Torn ACL in 06 and played mostly special teams last year, but he's a guy that they really, really like. Butch Davis spoke very highly of him this week.
It's a good North Carolina defense, and
it is. They're sound. You know, they can play against the run. It won't be easy for this young group of players for Miami.
Only 3 sacks on the year, but they had 4 interceptions in a game against Rutgers. Marv setting up and has a completion near the 1st down marker again. True freshman Aldarius Johnson with a catch. Hemby the stop. It appears to be a 1st down for Miami.
Well, what impresses you on this play is Aldarius Johnson having the presence in mind to get to the 1st down marker. Watch where he finishes this route. Right at the 1st down marker. Right there. Get it, and at least when you catch and tackle, you've already picked up the 1st down. And that's just a true freshman, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty impressive.
Well, we talked about the fact you've got 8 kids in this true freshman class from Northwestern High School here in Miami that won consecutive state championships, and last year was the USA Today national champion. Greg Cooper into the secondary and into North Carolina territory.
Just a fantastic running back. He added about 15 pounds this offseason. Scored 2 touchdowns last week against Texas A&M. And right there, now it's just find me speed to go with it. He was actually ran track last spring and tried to, increase what already is a very fast player. Try to increase his speed on the track.
Big kid too, 6'1", about 200 pounds. They've had some terrific running backs, of course, here over the years. Edgerrin James, Clinton Portis, Frank Gore, Willis McGahee. He's more in the McGahee mold in terms of size as he gets to the 40-yard line, brought down by Tremaine Goddard. Close to another Miami 1st down.
Well, he's out of the state of Tennessee, Melrose High School there. Went there for high school. He was Mr. Football in the state of Tennessee as a senior in 05. So, you got 3 guys in the backfield when you talk about Marv, Harris, and now Cooper that were Mr. Football, respectively, their senior years coming out of high school.
Cooper picks up the 1st down and more. Finally dragged down at the 9-yard line by Tremaine Goddard.
But what you like here is there's no hesitation in Greg Cooper. Just as Marv hands the football off, look at that nice block by Jason Fox. I'm sorry, we told you about his ability to pull and make plays, but a nice kickoff block. That's the exact same play that he broke against Texas A&M for a 51-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, they like to pull Fox. They like him out in space, and a great block to spring Cooper. 4 1st downs already on this drive. Deron Thomas in the game now at tailback on 1st and goal. Marv with play action. Open man touchdown. Kane Farquharson.
You ask me how close they were? I think the Swagger just might be back with the Canes in Miami.
Well, the score against Florida a couple weeks ago, not as indicative of how close that game was. It was a 1-possession game at halftime with Robert Marv making his 1st ever start as a redshirt freshman. Extra point good. And Miami last week lit it up against Texas A&M. Off to a good start offensively today with an 8-play, 80-yard drive to take a 7-0 lead.
These are the Rutan babies, born not for love, but desire. for German engineering in a minivan, the all-new Volkswagen Routan. And with advances in fertility drugs, cyber adoption, even reverse vasectomies, more and more people are having babies simply for the love of German engineering.
I didn't reverse anything.
Oh. So please, have a baby for love, not for a Volkswagen Routan.
This sounds serious.
Where am I? At the intersection of my new life and my new lifestyle, driving.
Get the right coverage at a great price. Talk to a State Farm agent.
I am so there.
What do people think of pasta from Pizza Hut?
That's good.
This is delicious.
They can't get enough of Toscani pastas from Pizza Hut. Choose from new premium bacon mac and cheese, meaty marinara, or creamy chicken Alfredo. 3 pounds delivered with breadsticks for $12.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
How are you seeing us right now?
We are everywhere. We've planned your escape. Jump.
Eagle Eye, rated PG-13. Now playing.
It's time for everyone to seize power. The power to clean tooth by tooth and reduce up to twice as much plaque as a regular manual brush. The power to demand a dentist-like smooth, clean feeling every day. Power to the people. Oral-B.
Free Wi-Fi, giving you the freedom to get out and work wherever you want. Free Wi-Fi at Courtyard. It's a new stay.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything in life came with a worry-free guarantee? Well, at Rent-A-Center, everything does. With our worry-free guarantee, we'll match any competitor's price. No credit hassles, delivery, setup, and service included. Love it or your money back. Rent-A-Center. We make it easy to make it your own.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles with 2 different gels for softness and support are outrageously comfortable.
I'd rather walk anyway.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
89-yard drive by Miami. 6 plays that gain 8 yards or more, including the touchdown pass to Farquharson. Second touchdown for him this season. Brandon Tate, one of the best return men in college football, one of the best all-around players in college football, back to receive along with Johnny White. It'll be Tate at the 15. Across the 30 and up to the 34. Dave Pasch with Andre Ware. Let me first apologize for how loud Andre's tie is.
and you're talking about my tie, huh?
Speaking of being loud, I mean, that touchdown drive by Miami had to have been heard around the ACC. This looks like a team that's going to be in contention in this conference.
I think this is a grand stage for Miami right now. I think they really had their coming out party last week when you go into a place like Texas A&M with a young group of players and basically just put it on the Aggies the way the Hurricanes did. This is a good football team.
Well, you said it going into that Florida game. I remember we were talking about that as North Carolina runs Anthony Elzy for about 4 yards. Let's go back to the studio right now. Say hello to Wendy Nix.
Hello there, Dave. Time for a Taco Bell studio update. The 4-0 Minnesota Gophers at 14 Ohio State. And look who's back. It's Beanie Eddie's on the move.
People wondering what they were missing without Beanie Wells at Ohio State. That's exactly what he brings. Big play capabilities in the running game.
You already knew the Terrell Pryor era is underway. And these are some of the things he brings to the table right on in for the touchdown. And Ohio State with the 7-0 edge.
All right, Wendy, I was talking with an NFL scout last week who said Terrell Pryor is the LeBron James of football and that he already looks like he's 25.
Well, you saw him as he entered into right out of high school, and he looked just like a skinny kid. And you see him now in uniform for Ohio State. Looks like a grown man. Yeah. You know, he is developed physically in a very short period of time. The sky is the limit for Terrell Pryor.
Now, North Carolina feels the same way about its quarterback, Mike Paulus, a freshman from from Syracuse, brother of Greg Paulus, and he's going to hand off for the first down. Greg Little across midfield. Paulus getting the start with T.J. Yates out with an ankle injury.
Well, the shoulders of Mike Paulus, they're going to have to, find a way for him to settle himself into this game and the running game. Brandon Tate is a big play wide receiver, great kick returner as well as punt returner. Just a big play waiting to happen. And then Greg Little, if North Carolina is going to have some success today, take a little pressure off the freshman Mike Paulus. It's going to be the running of Greg Little.
Paulus came in the game against Virginia Tech and struggled through a couple of interceptions in that game. Miami with good pursuit. McCarthy and Chevis Grant able to track down Greg Little for no gain.
Well, they're glad to have him back in the lineup. Colin McCarthy, he was hurt a bunch last season, had a concussion last year against North Carolina in that ball game. But you talk about a guy that just can flat out chase down plays. 19 tackles already on the season with a sack to go with it.
Let's go back to Mike Paulus. What's going to be the key to his success on the road starting after 2 interceptions in relief last week?
A couple of things. Easy throws and the running game. You get that big offensive line going, and Greg Little can take a lot of pressure off him.
Paulus on the play fake. Gets hammered as he throws deep. Has Tate open, though. A better throw, and it's probably a touchdown as Tate has a defender turned around. Glenn Cook, though, drilled Paulus right as he released it.
Well, he's the quarterback of the defense, and watch this lick that he puts on the freshman, Mike Paulus. Greg Cook right here. Excuse me, Glenn Cook, boy, and you talk about a guy that just can bring it. Glenn Cook, he's back now for his 6th season after a medical hardship. Last year was out with a foot injury most of the season, or pretty much all season long, with a medical red shirt, and he's back in the lineup in the middle for the Canes.
And this is not what the coaching staff for North Carolina wanted. They don't want Paulus in 3rd down and long. Throws a strike there, but it was dropped. Dropped at the 41-yard line by Kenton Thornton, so North Carolina is going to have to punt.
Hey, you don't want a redshirt freshman quarterback in that type of situation all game long, and you kind of protect him by running the football, getting him into 3rd down and medium. There's the guy right there, T.J. Yates, that suffered the broken ankle. He's out a couple of more weeks, at least about 4 more weeks, and they really miss his leadership.
Although the coaching staff did get a good look at Paulus and Cameron Sexton, who we'll see today as well in the spring when Yates didn't participate because of off-season shoulder surgery. Here's Benjamin, gets a great block, and Benjamin loose across the 40. Finally bumped out of bounds, but a huge block. Chevis Grant with a D-cleater.
Watch this, not only a D-cleater, but a D-helmeter right there. Amazing. And a legal block, just fantastic. Woo!
Today is about game day. You have the picking at each other about Tennessee, Georgia, whatever.
That is the ugliest thing I've ever laid my eyes on. It completely represents what a Georgia fan is. They're pouting because they're always losing. Tennessee's going down today. If we're playing Georgia, we're not losing. Oh, that is beautiful. Look, that's a Tennessee burger right there, bro.
Come on, Tennessee.
College football and barbecue, and it's what we do in the South, and we do it well.
And you're just one match away from an instant tailgate party with Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal.
Ah, welcome, Brooke Shields. What's on your mind?
Well, there's an epidemic sweeping our nation.
Really?
Women everywhere are having babies just to get the new Volkswagen Routan. Take this couple. Christine here is so seduced by German engineering, she's having a baby just to get it.
That's not why we're having a baby.
With a strange man she barely knows.
I'm her husband.
Don't be like Christine. Have a baby for love, not for German engineering.
Lady, we're standing right here.
Learn what I'm doing to help at RoutanBoom.org.
We should have seen this coming.
This is the internet chick? She wants me to meet her tonight.
Pack up. Ain't It Cool News calls Sex Drive a fantastic original comedy.
She's probably a guy.
It's unpredictable, out of this world funny.
He met this chick on the internet.
Internet?
Computers that are connected.
Computers? Seth Green and James Marsden are priceless.
What?
Yeah, really.
It's super badder than any comedy this year.
You stole a car, got arrested. You're a new man.
Sex Drive, rated R. In theaters October 17th.
There you go.
We're even now?
Still owe me $5. Double stacks are only 99 cents each.
Yeah, but look at that double stack. Got your 2 fresh, never frozen beef patties, cheese stacked up there. It's worth way more than 99 cents.
There's no double stack exchange rate.
So now you're an economist.
Wendy's Double Stack Cheeseburger is 99 cents that tastes like more. One of 3 way better 99-cent sandwiches on Wendy's Super Value menu.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
ESPN's College Football, brought to you by Kingsford, proud sponsor of ESPN Tailgate Week, and Volkswagen, Das Auto, it's what the people want.
Go, Kane. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Kane.
Lee Wallace's ribs that he cooks up before every Miami home game. He's going to tell us what goes into that recipe after this running play by Marv into Carolina territory. Lee, tell us what you got when it comes to the ribs.
All right, this whole thing started Thursday. We take these ribs and we season them down, soak them all night in some apple cider vinegar, a little salt, a little pepper, Old Bay seasoning, a little garlic salt, and that's about it. The next day we get up, we fire the grill up, baby. That's how we do it, UM style.
Maybe you can send us some of those up here in the booth. I'll have a little bit.
Here's Cooper. Cuts it back for the Miami first down. Well, we showed you a recipe for ribs. How about a little recipe for some old Miami swagger? Melvin Williams, watch out.
Travis Grant right there, and you talk about a big-time hit. You asked me before the game if the swagger was back in Miami. I think it is officially back at Miami.
Well, you look at Miami, and the reason for this 2-1 start this year, they're young players. They're really relying on kids like Cooper, who's a sophomore, and even some of the freshmen, like their quarterback, Robert Marv. Randy Shannon's team last year went 5-7. It was their first losing season in Miami since 1997. Play action. Marv finds another freshman, Theron Collier, who had a touchdown catch last week to the 35. Goddard on the stop.
Well, you know, you talked about the freshmen, but, you know, there were 9 that enrolled early for Randy Shannon in this football program. And so when you come in January and you go through the entire offseason program, you get to go, you know, taking classes, going through spring ball. By the time you hit at fall camp, you're no longer a freshman. I mean, you're used to the grind and grit of classes and practice and all the things that go into it. It's almost as if you're headed into that sophomore year. So that's big time for Randy Shannon in this program.
Marv rolling out on second down, and Marv again going to take off. Come up a little bit shy of the first down. Let's go back to the studio and say hello again to Wendy.
Dave, thank you. These are not your father's Orangemen, but they are a team in need of some good news, and this will help. Michael Holmes off to the races. 91 yards later, it's a touchdown. 7-3 Syracuse, the score over Pittsburgh.
I saw you raise your eyebrow on that score, my friend.
Well, Greg Robinson, let's just say, got the opposite of a vote of confidence from his athletic director this week.
Can they hold on is the question.
Miami with a 3rd down and 3. Inside running play, another freshman, a true freshman, Benjamin, and he's got the first down. Look at the push of the pile by the Hurricanes to the 24. Well, Saturday night means college football on ABC. You'll see either a primetime Big Ten matchup between Illinois and a Penn State team that should be ranked a little bit higher than 12, you'd think. Virginia Tech and Nebraska, the other game. Saturday night football. After watching Oregon State beat USC, Penn State hammered Oregon State. Nittany Lions look like a top 5 team right now.
Nittany Lions have it going. Joe Paterno's got him a good football team this year.
We'll see them next week at Purdue. Cooper stopped, hit by Alaric Mullins, and he'll come up about a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage.
You know, Greg Cooper, when he came to Miami, was kind of known as one of those speed-type backs that, you know, would really threaten the edges. Now, he's got plenty of speed to get to the outside, but He bulked up a little bit this offseason, and he's become a better between the tackles type runner. Saw it early in this game and plenty of it on film against Texas A&M.
Miami still without Javaris James due to an ankle injury. They're hopeful to get him back next week. Here's Cooper, and again spilled by Mullins. Maybe lost another yard. But the best word that describes, as we look at our EA Sports breakdown, Greg Cooper is speed, and we see it here.
Talk about the change of direction as well. Starts one way and then the ability to break it back as well as run through tackles. And he is a special type back. We talked about the speed to get to the outside and the ability to hit the home run. He is a big play waiting to happen.
Don't you love how in that video game they even have him doing the U sign?
U. Absolutely.
See the numbers from Texas A&M a week ago.
A little bit different than when you grew up playing video games, wasn't it?
Atari 2600, you mean?
North Carolina. It's their first charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, there's no question that Miami has some of the speed back. And, you know, Butch Davis remembers what it was like when he took over at Miami for Dennis Erickson. They were used to winning championships, but there were some off-the-field issues. They were on probation. He brought them back, and eventually, when he left for the Browns, they won a national title under Larry Coker. And at the end of Coker's tenure, things started to go south on the field. Randy Shannon, who was the defensive coordinator, gets hired as the head coach. You knew they were going to struggle for a little bit, but I don't know, a lot of people thought it might take longer for Miami to get back. And
Butch Davis here, you see him as the head coach of Miami, Larry Coker, and the national championship team. A lot of those players were recruited by Butch Davis. Randy Shannon kind of handed the reins a couple of seasons ago as Larry Coker was let go, and he's got the responsibility now of building this Canes program back to where it once was, the national championship type stage, and he is well on his way with 2 outstanding recruiting classes. Wanted to rope off the state of Florida, especially the South Florida area, and he's been able to do that the past 2 recruiting classes.
Marv on third down has an open man. Pass was a little high. Collier got smoked, and he couldn't hang on to it. And he's shaken up.
Up there in Collier, he is great in their screen package, more of a slot type receiver, and right now we hope that he's okay.
Collier from Booker T. Washington High School in Miami. Shannon targets Booker T. Washington and Miami Northwestern High School, which won the national title last year, according to Sports Illustrated and USA Today.
Well, here's a look at it right here. He knows that this is a pass that he should have caught and would have been enough for the first down, and just kind of gets bent a little bit funny.
Jordan Hemby coming in there a little bit late.
Weighing on that first drive for North Carolina, they can't survive this way defensively. It's a good, a good stop to an end of a drive here. But that first drive, all 6 tackles in that drive were made by guys in the secondary, and that means you're getting to the 3rd level of the defense. Those are big plays,
yep.
And so you cannot live that way defensively if you're Everett Withers, the defensive coordinator for North Carolina.
Well, they made a couple plays there at the point of attack on that drive to force a field goal try out of the dirt here at Dolphin Stadium. It's also home of the Marlins. And Matt Bosher will try a 43-yarder. His long is 50, so he has a pretty good leg.
He's kicking off that dirt. You got to get that plant foot in.
And he's going to miss this one wide to the right. So Miami, after a good drive, it stalls inside the 30. Unable to come up with points, but leads 7-0 here in Miami.
This man brought his wife here today for an intervention because he knows she wants to birth children simply for German engineering.
What? No, we just came here to look at the Rutan.
It's because he cares. Cares about the fact that each day in this country another 10,000 babies are born just for German engineering.
But you just made that up right now.
What are you talking about? Oh, it's okay. What's your name? Becky? Please, don't be like Becky.
You deserve a meal made for men. Introducing Taco Bell's Big Box Meal. A Crunchwrap Supreme, Burrito Supreme, Cinnamon Twist, a large drink, and featuring the new Volcano Taco. Eat like a man.
When your engine's running clean, you feel it.
And Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil can clean out up to 46% of sludge in the first oil change. Our ultimate clean for your ultimate feeling. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Here at the phone company, you've been our customer for a long time. Now Vonage wants to change all that.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really? Don't they miss having phone service?
Actually, with Vonage, you get award-winning service quality with unlimited local and long-distance calls, all for just $24.99 a month. Are you having trouble keeping track of what your phone company is charging? With Vonage, your rate starts low and stays low. Don't take my word for it. Listen to his former customers.
For me, Vonage is everything I want in a phone service.
It's dependable. It's perfect.
No nickels and dimes like the phone company.
Make the most from your existing high-speed internet connection. Get unlimited local and long-distance calling for only $24.99 a month, plus 25 features for no extra charge. Sign up now and get 1 month free.
Okay, but making a change is hard, and for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Whoa!
Call 1-800-581-7175 or go online to Vonage.com.
Back in Miami, North Carolina struggled outside of the state. That victory came against Rutgers earlier this year, by the way. Andre will wear it out on Miami's recruiting tactics, going after only winning players, and Carolina trying to get to 3-1 for the first time since 2000. Right now down 7-0. Mike Paulus going to work. Nice grab by the tight end Richard Quinn out near the first down marker at the 36-yard line.
Well, they call him Big Rich. You see why. 6'4", 260 pounds, and able to climb the ladder and grab Mike Paulus's pass for a first down. But those are the types of throws, Dave, that they're going to have to give a young quarterback to get him settled into this football game where he stops thinking about everything going on around him and just what's in front of him.
Butch Davis says that both Mike Paulus and Cameron Sexton will play quarterback today. Here's Drawn, the number 2 tailback for the Tar Heels. Good pickup of 6. Pushed out by Anthony Reddick on the sideline at the 42.
Mike Paulus, you can see the numbers here, 3 of 8 already in this ball game, or for the season, or last week, I'm sorry, against Virginia Tech, and just 33% on the year coming into this game. So those are the types of things you can take care of that, though. Give him some easy stuff, let him settle himself in, and then start to challenge down the field as his confidence grows.
Running play in a big hole. Drawn trying to outrun the secondary. There is a penalty flag down, though, in the backfield as Drawn is finally dumped at the 22 by Nicholas.
Holding 76 to the offense. 10 yards from previous spot. 2nd down.
Boy, Drawn is a guy that made the move from safety to tailback prior to the start of preseason camp. So he was on the other side of the football. And he's a guy that has got a little talent to go with him, some speed.
But it's coming back. Brian Bishop, the left guard, called for holding. Well, Butch Davis wants to be very patient with his freshman quarterback, Mike Paulus. It's interesting. You look at Mike Paulus. He's 6'5", 215. He's a lot taller than his brother Greg, who plays basketball at Duke. But Greg, believe it or not, was the National High School Football Player of the Year. Coming out of Syracuse, he elected to play basketball. He was recruited by Syracuse and Notre Dame to play quarterback.
Went all the way down to Duke and is leading that basketball team. The jump shot looks pretty good. It reminds me of yours, Pash.
You haven't seen me play in a while, apparently. Another flag down. There was some movement on the line. That pass caught by Brooks Foster. Let's check in meanwhile with Wendy Nix.
Dave, with you guys managing the situation in Miami, here's a look at what's going on around our family of networks on ESPN. Michigan State and Indiana, Javon Ringer, 5 carries for 14 yards. And Duke and Virginia, no need to count the days till basketball season. Duke favored in this one, trailing by 3.
Well, Duke doesn't need Greg Paulus to play football. The Blue Devils trying to get off to a 3-1 start against a Virginia team that's really struggling this year after losing all those players last year, including Chris Long.
They could use Greg Paulus, though. He's a pretty good high school quarterback. Double up, play a little hoops, a little football, 2-sport star.
Oh, yeah, Coach K would love that. That ain't happening.
Think he'd let that happen with his point guard? No way.
Another penalty flag. Well, the last one was offside. I think they're going to give those 5 yards back.
Before the snap, false start, number 7 to the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, the reason Mike Paulus is playing is because of this. T.J. Yates dragged down by Orion Martin, hurting his ankle in the third quarter. He stayed in the game, ran one more play, and who knows, may have injured it worse, but he's out for the next 6 weeks. He was playing well, and North Carolina looked like maybe a challenger in the ACC, but there's a fumble on the play on a bad exchange at the 30-yard line.
A lot of canes around that football.
But North Carolina got it back. And Butch Davis trying to stay positive again with a freshman quarterback.
Well, you talk about T.J. Yates. He set a school record last year. Over 2,600 passing yards, had 14 touchdowns to go with it and a couple on the ground. And he's a pretty good athlete. Played point guard, speaking of point guards, on his AAU basketball team. So he's mobile enough to play the position and buy himself some time. They're going to miss him for the next couple of weeks, though.
3rd down and 16. Paulus's pass might have been deflected. It was intended for Nix and broken up shy of the first down marker, so North Carolina will have to punt.
Well, they are able to get pressure, and you see right here they force Mike Paulus to move to his left, and just enough on the football just to disrupt it enough where it just kind of throws it off. Actually, Hakeem Nicks.
Yeah, should have caught that.
Still should have caught the football. Would have been short of the first down, though.
Travis Benjamin back to receive the punt from Terrence Brown. It's a bad snap, and Brown is down at the 11. That's where Miami will take over. Well, North Carolina kind of fell apart against Virginia Tech with 4 turnovers and 14 penalties last week. Is it happening again today?
Yeah, Butch Davis right there teaching, telling him good job of just falling on the football. At least now you give your defense a chance to hold and force a field goal attempt. Otherwise, if you're trying to pick that up and still get the punt off, you wind up Miami recovers it, returns it for a touchdown. So it could have been worse. It's bad, though.
I guess you normally would assume that your punter could catch that, but anytime you're moving to your left and you're in that dirt, not as easy as it looks. So 1st down and 10 for Miami at the 11. Marv going end zone. And overthrown, intended for Dedrick Epps, the tight end, and he was open.
Watch the block. The blitz pickup on this last play. You talk about protecting the quarterback, a young quarterback like Robert Marv. Right here, watch the blitz pickup by Greg Cooper right here. Just going to stall the guy right in the hole. Tremaine Goddard, the blitzer right there on the right part of your screen to allow Marv to get that pass away.
Yeah, Goddard wanted no part of that. He wanted nothing to do with Greg Cooper as Cooper gets dragged down by Marvin Austin. That's why you love college football, because defensive tackles can wear number 9. Marvin Thomas, 300-pound sophomore.
Pretty much wear any number you want to in college football. And guys, there's a lot of superstition goes into the choosing of a number, someone's birthday, or you wore it all your entire career back in Little League football. A lot of stuff goes into that number selection.
Well, you were number 11 all the way through, right?
Mom's birthday.
Okay.
February 11th.
3rd down and 9. Can Carolina come up with a stop again? Here's Cooper on the middle screen to the 5. Cooper, touchdown!
Fantastic job, Dave, by the offensive line, making it look like, they're pass protecting and then allowing the North Carolina defenders up the field. And Robert Marv right in rhythm with Greg Cooper for the touchdown pass.
Only the 3rd start for Marv. The previous 2 were at Florida and at Texas A&M. This is his first home start. He finds Cooper for the touchdown. They capitalize on the bad snap. It's 14-zip.
Hey, you have your tickets, right? To what, you ask? Well, the Dr. Pepper ACC Football Championship. The 48-hour celebration of ACC football played this year in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. You know, palm trees, sandy beaches, and this year, a lot of ACC football action. So get your tickets now for the December 6th Dr. Pepper ACC Football Championship. Because if you wait too long, it may be too late.
The University of Miami is on the move. We're revealing the mysteries of the world, from the eye of the hurricane to the human genome. We're creating oceans of knowledge and helping to shape citizens of the world. We're making a difference right now in the classroom, the laboratory, and on our playing fields. So keep watching us. The University of Miami. It's all about the U.
Now, Butch Davis, the former head coach here with the Miami Hurricanes, and I don't know about the sign to the right there, Greg Cooper for Heisman, but
he keeps making plays like the last 2 weeks against Texas A&M and now against North Carolina. He may get his name into a little Heisman conversation.
Bosher booting it away, and the dangerous Brandon Tate. He averages better than 20 yards a touch. That's on runs, on receiving, on punt returns and kick returns, and look at him go. Out of bounds at the 43. Back to the studio now and Wendy Nix.
Dave, thank you very much. We're still trying to get a good read on this Clemson Tiger team. Today hosting Maryland. Well, C.J. Spiller is off and running. He'll find his way into the end zone, and the Tigers have a 10-0 lead. And how about Syracuse? Wow, they could use a win, but this would be a tough loss for Pittsburgh, trailing 3-14 to the Cuse.
You okay, big fella?
It's early.
Being a Syracuse alum, I know that comes as a little surprise. Bear with me. I need you for a couple more quarters.
It's early.
Then you can pass out and we'll revive you.
But boy, Pittsburgh continues to show signs and then disappoint, although again a long way from being over. Cameron Sexton in the game at quarterback, flagged down as he finds Zach Pianalto, the backup tight end. That's a good play to the Miami 40, but will it be coming back? North Carolina's really hurt itself with turnovers and penalties so far today.
Brandon Tate signaling that this one may be against the Hurricanes.
Offsides, 96 in the defense. Penalties decline. Results of the play, first down.
That's Antonio Dixon. Cameron Sexton, a junior. Started 5 games in 2006 and only 1 game last year against James Madison. 4 career touchdowns, 8 interceptions in his career.
Well, he's battle tested. He mentioned the 5 starts for his career. His best game came against Furman a couple of seasons ago, 14 of 20, 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he has some game experience.
Drawn in trouble, dragged down in the backfield for a loss of about 3. Another freshman, McConnor Regis, makes the play for Miami. Is the U back here in South Florida? Miami off to a great start, 14-0 on North Carolina. Randy Shannon knows that well.
The chase for this.
Miss Grant.
Well, you think they're going to show that one in the film room a little bit this weekend or tomorrow? Amazing.
Rocking Melvin Williams on that hit. And that really describes where Miami is as a football team in 2008. A record of 2-1. They only lost to Florida as Tate is going to throw. And the pass underneath is caught near the first down marker by Hakeem Nicks. But to finish things up on Miami, even though 2-1 with that loss at Florida, it looks, as you watch Miami run and hit, that at least from a confidence standpoint, they're back after really struggling last year, especially at home.
Yeah, Tate got that pass away, but Sean Spence delivered a nice lick, and Brandon Tate got up a little bit slow. Check this one out. We'll see the outside linebacker Sean Spence come in and just nice little kiss to Brandon Tate.
It's interesting. Just about every player that we're naming, freshmen and sophomores for Miami, and a lot of true freshmen, including Spence. Here's a good running play that'll pick up the first down to the 25-yard line as Ryan Houston tackled by Romeo Davis for Miami.
And you talk about wanting to get physical. Butch Davis, John Shoop, the offensive coordinator for North Carolina, going with a big guy. Ryan Houston, 6'2", 250 pounds. Big physical inside runner for North Carolina.
Well, Butch Davis's team last year won 4 games, 3 in the ACC. They actually had more wins in the conference than Miami did.
Trying to slow this game down a little bit. Control passing game and the running game for North Carolina at this point.
Need a touchdown. Need something good to happen. Houston, and there's some running room between the tackles against his Hurricane defense. He plows forward to the 20. Brought down by Anthony Reddick.
They've got 4 guys in the middle at defensive tackle that are talented guys up front. Joe Joseph at the right tackle. Dwayne Hendricks on the other side, backed up by Marcus Forsman and Antonio Dixon. And they rotate those guys in and out to keep them fresh. But they've got plenty of talent inside right now. North Carolina finding a little bit of running room between the tackles.
Only 24 yards of total offense so far for the Tar Heels. Play action. Sexton throws on the run, and it's a bullet. Caught at the 6-yard line by Hakeem Nicks for a North Carolina first down.
Well, we were told by offensive coordinator John Shoop earlier in the week that Cameron Sexton, he's the more mobile of the 2 guys between he and Paulus. So you see it, they're not sitting him in the pocket, allowing that Miami pass rush to get to him. Little success in the running game. Now you go with the play action and boot the quarterback to the outside. And right now in this drive seems to be working for North Carolina.
7th play of the drive. Sexton 2 of 2 passing. Greg Little on the run. Buries the head and buries a couple of Miami defenders, and Little gets into the end zone. Touchdown North Carolina. What a run by Greg Little. Without a lid as well.
Did about half of that without his helmet on, and he is a human highlight reel in practice. A big guy that has a lot of flash, and the coaches have been waiting on it to happen consistently on game day. Watch this in real speed. Just tremendous push and determination. Getting a little help from Calvin Darity, the right guard, pushing him into the end zone, but there's his lid.
I guess forward progress wasn't stopped there, huh? The officials let him play there. And so North Carolina gets on the board. Little with his 3rd rushing touchdown this season.
You talk about 2 really good football coaches. We've got 2 in this ball game, Randy Shannon and Butch Davis.
1 after good to make it a 1-possession game. That's a confidence builder for Butch Davis's squad.
Absolutely. With T.J. Yates out of this ball game, enter Cameron Sexton, and North Carolina goes on its best drive of the game and cap it off with a Greg Little touchdown run.
I want to take this opportunity here to send along condolences to the family of Paul Newman, who passed away last night at the age of 83. He was in several sports movies, including Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, although it wasn't really a sports movie. He played a football player in that movie, and of course Slapshot everybody remembers, and Color of Money, and The Hustler, and my favorite, my kid's favorite as well, Doc Hudson in animated featured Cars. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw it. Color of Money was probably my favorite Paul Newman story, movie, I'm sorry, but our condolences certainly passed on to him, he and his family.
And some connections to both Florida and North Carolina for Paul Newman. Newman, of course, involved in racing for some 25 years, and Mario Andretti won at Daytona when he was racing for Newman, and of course in North Carolina, great racing state. Newman many trips there as well. 10 Academy Award nominations for Paul Newman.
Yeah, talent that will be sorely missed, certainly.
Back here it's 14-7. Miami on top after that North Carolina touchdown. And really, North Carolina blew Miami off the ball on that drive.
Yeah, they may have found a little recipe that they like going forward in this game, and it's going to come in the form of the running game.
A little pooch kick, and placed perfectly, picked at the 20, and then immediately Romeo Davis takes a knee.
You think Romeo Davis has been coached up on when he touches the football to just get on the ground?
Romeo Davis, a senior, so he's been around Randy Shannon for a while. Shannon is the special teams coach. He really focuses on that and delegates a lot of the rest of the duties. He was the defensive coordinator here for Larry Coker after Greg Schiano left for the Rutgers job when Butch Davis left. And Shannon going to make a change here at quarterback for now. We knew Ja'Cory Harris would play, and this is his first snap of today's game. And Harris's pass incomplete, intended for another true freshman, LaRon Byrd.
Well, you know, going back to Randy Shannon for a bit, we came in here and we did a game, the Miami Georgia Tech game last year. Seemed a little bit tense, and you know, as a first-year head coach. This year, he walked in, he looked as if he's been doing it the last 10 seasons. Started to, you know, allow his assistants to coach, and he's taken more of a head coaching role where he can oversee the entire program. Just a lot more relaxed and having a lot more fun this season.
Here's a running play on second down. Harris taken down by Austin. We talked about Randy Shannon targeting local kids, and Ja'Cory Harris is one of those. He's from Miami, Northwestern High School. He was the #1 high school player in the state last year, consecutive state championships. And his first career start was actually the first game of the year when Marv was suspended for an off-season incident.
He had stats like yours, 49 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions. You know, and he could just flat out light it up. And the impressive thing is he called his own plays in high school.
Harris, a former Florida Mr. Football, finds Deron Thomas, who's not going to get the first down. Taken down at the 26. Kendrick Burney on the stop. Miami goes 3 and out. Well, Harris, Marv, both Mr. Football in Florida, as well as Tim Tebow, and we talked about Marv breaking Tebow's records of single-season touchdowns and yards, and then the touchdown mark was broken by Harris last year.
So Tebow set the standard. Marv came in and smashed it, and then Harris came behind him and overtakes Marv. Amazing. And all 3 in a row, Mr. Football in the state of Florida.
And the fact that Shannon would be able to get 2 Florida kids there at quarterback is unbelievable back-to-back years. There's a penalty flag down as the kicker, Matt Bosher, was either run into or roughed. I think either way it's going to be a first down.
It's going to be a first down for Miami.
It was 4th down and 5.
I actually think this is going to be the big one, where it's, you know, personal foul, and then they're going to get a ton of yardage. It looked like Ryan Taylor, a reserve linebacker, was a North Carolina defender that got to Bosher.
If it's running into the kicker, they may have to measure because it's a 5-yard penalty and it was 4th and 5. But it's a 5-yard penalty, he's saying, so let's see if it's going to be a first down or not. They may have to measure.
I thought this was going to be the big one.
You got to figure out exactly where the spot was as well on the previous play.
Running into the kicker, 48 of the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, which will be enough for a first down.
No, they're not going to measure. They're going to say it is enough for a first down.
Well, Bosher may get himself an acting job. He had me sold on it. Oh, you know, I don't know, Dave. That might be.
I don't know if that's acting. That's called getting clobbered.
And that's not running in. That's kind of the roughing right there.
Yeah, that should have been 15 yards. Although Harris is laughing, but he may not be laughing when he sees the film. But enough to give Miami a first down.
And this is where Ja'Cory Harris is comfortable, back there in the shotgun.
His pass tipped and nearly intercepted by Quan Sturdivant. It was intended for Richard Gordon.
I say that because he played his entire career, high school career, his junior and senior season, out of the shotgun. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment period going under the center in certain instances. And mention the fact that he did, as a high school player, call his own game, and it was kind of legendary in a playoff game. They were trailing the ball on the 1-yard line. He calls the bubble screen. Most guys are going to go down the field, try to make a play. No, he calls the bubble screen, gets them out of trouble, and leads his football team, Northwestern, on to a state championship. Won that game, and then eventually the state championship here.
Straight ahead to the 39-yard line as Deron Thomas got about 6. Let's check in now with Wendy Nix.
Dave, thank you. With USC falling for grace, that top spot in the country up for grabs. Will Florida make some noise? Well, not right here, hosting Ole Miss. Jevin Sneed to Shea Hodge. He's down at the 3, but that connection, well, sets this up. Sneed with the keeper right on in, and Ole Miss takes the 7-0 lead over the 4 Gators.
And you'd have to say it's early there as well, right? Although Ole Miss is better this year.
A little activity going on down in the swamp today.
Then again, after watching Thursday night, it just reemphasizes the fact that anything can happen in college football these days. Inside handoff on the end around to Travis Benjamin. Got to be close to the first down at the 42-yard line. Tackled by Quan Sturdivant.
Well, Benjamin's kind of down the depth chart. He's listed behind Sam Shields, Leonard Hankerson as well. But he is a guy that reminds a lot of Miami faithful of Devin Hester. When he's on the field, there's a guarantee that they're trying to get the football in that young man's hands.
Returns punts and kicks as well for Miami.
He's a 2-time All Palm Beach selection in high school and just a big-time talent.
Harris to the air on first down. He's in trouble. Brought down at the 38-yard line. Sacked by Tydreek Powell. Well, tonight an SEC showdown on ESPN as Alabama takes on Georgia. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels as part of Tailgate Week presented by Kingsford. 7:45 Eastern tonight. Georgia won last year at Alabama. Will they win tonight at home? Andre Ware.
I like Alabama and Nick Saban in that football game. I really do. The way they came out against Clemson, he has got them playing at a very, very high level.
Well, here's my question for you. And I've been wondering this really since the preseason. As Thomas gets loose in the secondary and gets about 7 to the 47-yard line, wrapped up by Kendrick Burney. Georgia's ranked #1 in the preseason. It seems like everybody's looking for a reason to knock them down. They end up at 3rd. They go into Tempe and handle Arizona State. They're playing home against Alabama. Why is everybody knocking Georgia?
I think it's because of the injuries, and a lot of people, the expectations were that they weren't going to be as talented a football team because a lot of injuries before the season started. So that dropped them down a couple of pegs. But, you know, right now they control their own destiny. You know, USC is going to go behind Oklahoma and at least Georgia. So they'll end up, if they take care of business against Alabama, either 1st or 2nd in the country.
Oklahoma plays TCU tonight, a ranked team. Pass across the middle into Carolina territory, caught by Farquharson, who has a touchdown catch today. You would think that USC has got to drop out of the top 10, right, after losing to an unranked team?
A lot of people don't feel that way, but I'm one that does. I think when you lose to Oregon State, you'll argue, well, it's a conference game, it's on the road, and Oregon State was up for the game. Yeah, but they weren't a ranked football team, and now USC Superman has gone down. I think they're out of the top 10 come Monday afternoon.
Meanwhile, first down for Miami.
Ja'Cory Harris is just a smooth football player.
See the drive chart up top. 10th play already for the Hurricanes on this possession. Play action. And Harris, what a smart play there, huh? Dumps it off to another true freshman, Devon Johnson, and he gets the first down and more. Boy, you watch Ja'Cory Harris, and you just see his feel for the game. Again, this is a true freshman, and it speaks to Randy Shannon's idea of recruiting players from winning programs. And it's worked for him so far.
Well, what you like about him is his football IQ is just out of this building. And then on top of that, he's 6'4", 185 pounds. So he can put on another 25 pounds. I think with that's going to come more arm strength. He's got the wheels to make plays with his legs. So I think in time, he may overtake Robert Marve.
Marve, a redshirt freshman. Harris, a true freshman. Here's Thomas on the stretch, and he's going to get taken down at the 30. Lost about 4 yards on that play. Opals with the stop for North Carolina. So that previous comment leads us into wear it out. Randy Shannon's recruiting only winning players. Your thoughts on that?
Well, that's what he told us yesterday, that he was recruiting guys that come from winning football programs, and winning breeds winning. When you start, you have the success. You don't have to reteach it when they arrive at Miami. He's trying to bring them back into the national stage of college football, and you do it with winning football players at at the high school level. I think it's a fantastic way of rebuilding this university and this football program.
Screen pass to Cooper. Darts forward to the 20. Got 10. It'll bring up third down.
You know, as well, it goes from the me to the we. You're used to winning. You're not. It's not about one individual on, say, a subpar football team that's getting all the accolades. It's a group of players having a great deal of success together. So that's what he brings to the University of Miami when he chooses that philosophy.
And again, you see the 8 players from Northwestern High School. They were the national champion according to Sports Illustrated and USA Today. And you know, in the past, Miami's had a lot of guys leave early. As far as Randy Shannon can remember from his days as a player, there's always been someone who has left early. He thinks that will go down a little bit with the way that he's recruiting, as Harris has tackled about a yard shy of the first down. Now a decision for Randy Shannon whether to go for it on 4th down.
Well, you better be just a spectacular player if your high school football team is not having good seasons back-to-back.
You know, Andre, here's the only thing with what Randy Shannon is saying. Now, you can't tell me if there's not a great player from a bad team that he's not going to recruit him in the state of Florida. Of course he is. I understand his focus is on mostly winning programs, but now, there are plenty of coaches around the country who get great players from bad teams and they turn into winning players.
Well, you have to establish that. And when you're trying to rebuild something, take a look at the field goal here, which is
34 yards is good by Bosher. So Randy Shannon likes to kick there on 4th down.
Yeah, and when you're trying to rebuild a program like that, I could see his philosophy and not having to reteach.
Back in a moment, 10-point Miami lead.
We only got one room left, but I doubt you'll want it.
Why not?
It's a dead zone. Can't get your calls, your precious emails. It's like you don't even exist.
I've got the Verizon network.
You good?
Oh. Towels are kind of scratchy.
We test America's largest 3G network every day. Verizon Wireless. Get the exclusive pink BlackBerry Curve, now just $99.99.
Hi. What can I get for $1? That's yours. How far can I get with this? You can get out. How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about 2 sizzling, 100% pure beef patties with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the double cheeseburger? Huh?
Wow. Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
We're here to demonstrate why Gillette Fusion is better than Mach 3. Okay, 5 chairs.
5 Fusion blades.
They're spaced closer together to reduce pressure with more comfort.
Mach 3 only has 3 blades.
See? Not nearly as comfortable. Back to 5, meathead.
I need them.
For what?
Switch to Gillette's most comfortable shave. Fusion Power. Gillette, the best a man can get.
For great college football from across the country, you need ESPN Game Plan from DirecTV. With key matchups and rivalries from major conferences, ESPN Game Plan has up to 12 games every Saturday from outside your local area. Order now and you'll be all set for a full season of college football with ESPN Game Plan from DirecTV. Only 2 payments of $64.50 each. To order, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or go to directv.com/gameplan.
I was living in a devil town. Didn't know it was a devil town. Oh Lord, it really brings me down about the devil town.
I was living in the devil town. Oh Lord, it really brings me down about the devil town.
Tailgate Week presented by Kingsford. Sometimes you can tailgate inside the stadium. We'll head back outside a little bit, give you a few more recipes of how they roll at the U with tailgating.
You think they can send some of that food up here about halftime? We get us a nice meal in and then, call a good second half.
That's if the folks in the truck don't hog it.
Yeah, if it gets to us. There may be good intentions, but food never makes it up here.
Meanwhile, Miami's lead is 10. Seems like The Hurricanes have completely outplayed the Tar Heels, but North Carolina, if it can score on this possession going into halftime, and Brandon Tate very dangerous as a return man for the Tar Heels. See if they try to keep it away from Tate. Nope, kick it right to him. He returned it close to midfield last time. This time he gets drilled at the 22-yard line by Travaris Johnson. North Carolina's offense on the field when we come back down 10.
When your engine's running clean, you feel it. And Pennzoil Motor Oil can clean out up to 15% of sludge in the first oil change. So change with Pennzoil and feel the clean. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
What do people think of pasta from Pizza Hut?
That's good. This is delicious.
They can't get enough of Tuscany pastas from Pizza Hut. Choose from new premium bacon mac and cheese, meaty marinara, or creamy chicken Alfredo. 3 pounds delivered with breadsticks for $12.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
It's time saving energy costs less. It's time guaranteed low prices got even lower. We know times are tough. That's why the Home Depot is lowering the cost on hundreds of items throughout the store, including energy-efficient ones like ceiling fans and programmable thermostats. So the products that save you the most money will save you even more. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
This is odd. Hey, Bob, it's Greg. Either my feet are getting bigger or the competition's getting a little close. Let's discuss network security. Call me. Hope you're well.
Hey, Greg. I'm here with your network and security specialist.
Greg, there are security updates for all your offices and some new features you'll like.
Perfect. Thanks, you guys.
With experienced technology specialists certified in everything from storage to security, CDW is there.
So you understand your feet aren't growing.
That's pretty good.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. It was a beautiful day in the park.
Kevin, can you hand me
that turned to panic in an instant. And everything depended on a Brickhouse child locator.
Kevin!
And packed inside every locator is the only battery Brickhouse trusts, Duracell. So even if you hope you'll never have to use it, it still has to work. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
ESPN's College Football, brought to you by ESPN Game Plan. See the most college football every Saturday. To order, call your pay-per-view provider.
Now Bill Harris with Bill's brats, and he's going to tell us what goes into his brats after this play here in South Florida. Miami leading 17-7 over North Carolina.
He got the swag. The swag is back.
Tar Heels going to stick for now with quarterback Cameron Sexton Jr., who is the number 2 quarterback coming into today, and a nice throw to the 35, pulled in by Richard Quinn. Let's go back to Bill Harris, his recipe for Bill's brats.
All right, we did some extensive tailgating here today. We went and picked up a disposable grill with some Kingsford charcoal, some brats and sausages, and threw them on the grill. This is in recognition of the state of our economy.
The instant grill.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently not much that goes into making that. He just fires it up.
Oh, his food's making me hungry.
We're going to have a review on that catch by Richard Quinn.
Big Rich has come up with 2 big plays, and both receptions for him. The big tight end from North Carolina have been for first downs. I thought it was clearly a catch. I don't know what the debate's about. Let's take a look at it. Cameron Sexton right here stepping into a throw. Nice rhythm. I think that's a catch, no doubt about it. We'll move the chains and continue to play football here shortly.
So that should be a first down for North Carolina. At this point, do you stick with Cameron Sexton if you're Butch Davis?
You know, I think it was a deal where they wanted to figure out if Mike Paulus could get a hot hand. When he didn't and they struggled offensively, they went to Cameron Sexton.
Call on the field is confirmed. Was a catch. First down.
Yeah, they went to Cameron Sexton, and now he's given them the ability to not be one-dimensional. He can throw the football around a little bit and make some plays in the passing game. So as he gets comfortable, I think it's going to be Cameron Sexton the rest of the way for North Carolina.
Remember, T.J. Yates is out, according to Butch Davis, a month and a half, 6 weeks. And that's almost the entire ACC season.
Yeah.
Both these teams in the Coastal Division. Virginia Tech 2-0 in conference play. Deep pass across the middle, no. Hakeem Nicks, the intended receiver. Now to the studio. Let's check in with Wendy Nicks.
Dave, thank you very much. Michigan State winners last week over Notre Dame, trying to string together back-to-back wins. Quarterback Brian Hoyer, the 14-yard strike to Mark Dell, 20-7 Michigan State over Indiana.
Well, the last play, you see Cameron Sexton tried to go up top, and you know what? You have to do that to keep that the Hurricane defense backed off a little bit. Just show the ability that you're going to at least test them down the field.
I think Nicks had him beat. The pass was just well overthrown. Here's Tate. Another helmet comes off. That's a Miami player. Regis lost his lid. 17-7, Miami leads North Carolina. 3rd and 8 coming up right now, and it's lunchtime. We'll show you what we're talking about here in a minute.
I've already started.
Who's the 3rd coordinator? Not talking about the special teams coordinator either. And later, can Miami get its first win against Butch Davis since he left? Butch Davis beat Miami in Chapel Hill last year. 3rd down and 8 for the Tar Heels. Sexton being chased and nearly throws an interception to Marcus Van Dyke with the pass breakup, and it's 4th down.
He's a sophomore defensive back who played quite a bit as a freshman and has tremendous closing speed. Started 8 games last year as a freshman.
Back for Miami, number 80.
And now Miami, with all of its timeouts remaining and 3 minutes and 21 seconds to work with, apparently will go back to Robert Marve, try to extend their lead. Benjamin is dangerous as a return man for the U. And not a very good kick. Takes a Miami bounce off that dirt to about the 28-yard line. Well, we told you that it was lunchtime. Sorry, someone's already eaten a little bit of this wing. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah,
don't ruin that tie.
I got started early.
Back in a moment.
Ooh, the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl is going on.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I had no idea.
Our Never-Ending Pasta Bowl is back with new tomato basil caprese. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $8.95. Have all you want.
Where am I? At the intersection of my new life and my new lifestyle. Driving.
Get the right coverage at a great price. Talk to a State Farm agent.
I am so there.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything in life came with a worry-free guarantee? Well, at Rent-A-Center, everything does. With our worry-free guarantee, we'll match any competitor's price. No credit hassles, delivery, setup, and service included. Love it or your money back. Rent-A-Center. We make it easy to make it your own.
On a budget but still want choices? We hear you. That's why we created Rent-A-Center Super Values, like this Toshiba 26-inch LCD TV, just $17.99 a week. Or this beautiful Ashley living room, just $19.99 a week. Get your Rent-A-Center Super Values today.
The 24/7 market at Courtyard. More choices, more convenience, and more freedom on the road. Courtyard. It's a new stay.
Man is capable of extreme engineering, but eventually, everything breaks down. I'm Sean Riley, and I'm joining the most elite repair teams on the planet for fixes that are expensive and dangerous on a monumental scale. If it's big and it's broken, we're gonna fix it. And you're coming with me.
World's Toughest Fixes. The new series starts Sunday at 9 on Nat Geo.
With James Brown's I Feel Good playing in the background. Perfect.
I feel wonderful. A little bit of that fish. Hey, give me some of that fish.
Fried red snapper, by the way.
Being selfish over here with the fried fish. Come on now, fried snapper. Good stuff.
I think the grits are cold. We do have a football game to broadcast right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll get into that at halftime.
Tailgate week is our favorite week of the year on ESPN. Marv to the air. Pass caught at the 41-yard line by Collier. Joe Sullivan, our statistician, wants some. Hold on, Joe. Just finish.
You know, and I talked to Patrick Nix yesterday. When we talked to him in meetings, he said that Robert Marv actually, when he comes out of the game and Ja'Cory Harris comes in, he actually plays better because he gets a chance to kind of cool down, see the game from the sideline a little bit, relax, and then get himself back in. And Patrick Nix down on the sideline now from the booth because he's got such young quarterbacks and wide receivers this season.
He said if I didn't come down, I would probably jump down with two freshman quarterbacks. Running play, Cooper stood up at the line on first down.
How much time till halftime? 2:30?
Why, you eyeing the steak?
Well, you know, he kind of got me started on that food, and so now I'm eyeing it real hard. So
Patrick Nix, a former Auburn quarterback, he remembers when he and Damian Craig were splitting time at quarterback back at Auburn, and a lot of times they'd bring Craig in on goal line and he would get all of Nick's touchdown passes and his short touchdown runs. He was getting all the stats. So he knows what it's like for Marvin Harris and what they're going through, but both those kids get along and they're open to what they're doing. Richard Gordon on the catch. He's to the 46, going to bring up a key third down here for the Hurricanes. Greg Biffle looks to go 3 for 3 by taking his third straight chase race, but points leader Carl Edwards, the other Jimmy Johnson, not the one that coached here, Miami, and the rest of the chase drivers will be right on his heels as the chase heads to Kansas. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series on ABC, starting with NASCAR Countdown tomorrow at 1 Eastern Time. See what Patrick Nix dials up here on 3rd down and 6. Miami letting the clock run down in case they don't pick it up, and they're not going to.
Be short.
Short by a yard as Gordon makes the catch. Okay, it's 4th down and 1. Do you just kick the ball away with a minute to go, or do you try to go for it and pick up the first down, see if you can close the half with points?
It's right around midfield, and this is where it gets to be decision time for coaches. If it were on, you know, a little bit further on in your territory, you'd probably punt the football, but it's right at the 50-yard line. And Randy Shannon, I think, you know, if I'm the coach of the Canes right here, I'd go ahead and go for it.
I'd punt it because you're going to give, if you don't give it, Butch Davis his team the ball, and 1 first down, maybe 2, and now you get points, and it's a 1-possession game.
Quarterbacks never consider not getting it. We don't ever live in the negative. Always thinking, if you can't get a yard, you know what? We probably don't deserve to win the football game.
Timeout is called as Miami let the clock run down to 36. Their thinking there is that let's not leave Carolina any time if we don't get it. Meanwhile, let's go to Wendy Nix, no relation to Patrick as far as we know, in the studio.
That's right, Dave. No relation, but I do have Jesse Palmer here with me at the half. We'll take a look at the ACC, Maryland and Clemson, and a look ahead to that SEC showdown between the Hedges, Alabama and Georgia.
We'll look back to USC's upset loss from Thursday night. How exactly did Oregon State pull that off?
We can't talk about that one enough. Jesse Palmer, Wendy Nix will be here to take you to the second half right now, though. Dave, back to you.
All right, guys, we'll see if we can overnight you some of this red snapper for you guys to enjoy tomorrow. Meanwhile, 4th down and 1 for Miami with 36 seconds remaining. 1 timeout. Clock will stop on a first down.
A lot of talented.
They're going to punt here. They're going to punt.
Yeah, a lot of talented players have come through this university. And you talk about, I think it's been 14 straight years in which a player has been chosen in the first round from Miami. Amazing.
Taking to let that one go. Great punt. It'll be downed at the 6-yard line. 25 seconds remaining.
We're talking about amazing. Watch all the big-time hits and helmets flying today.
Better buckle your chin strap. You're going to play in this game. And then how about a touchdown without a lid? Greg Little just splattering the pile and getting into the end zone. At least 5 helmets have gone off here.
Flying all over the place. Now, if you're North Carolina, you just want to get out of this first half without making a mistake and creating trouble for yourself here deep inside your own territory.
That's why they'll keep it on the ground. Again, a hard run by Greg Little across the 10.
Coaches really have been waiting on Greg Little to have kind of like the type of afternoon he's having out, running hard. He is a big kid with tremendous speed and size, can match Miami in terms of speed.
Well, he might be the key to North Carolina staying in this game if they can keep Miami's offense off the field and run the football. It's only a 10-point lead for the Hurricanes. As we go to Wendy Nixon, Jesse Palmer with a KFC halftime report. More food mention. Let's get something to eat. By 10 points as we get ready to start the third quarter. Miami totally dominating in terms of total offense and time of possession. Andre, you've had a chance to digest your food and digest Miami's first half offensively.
And lunch was pretty good. You know, I thought the young football team, young offense of Miami, they look really sharp, especially the first drive. They go right down the field. Robert Marvin. Then they come back with Ja'Cory Harris. He leads the drive, a scoring drive for a field goal. They've been all over the place. And then physical. They have been extremely physical on both sides of the football.
What about North Carolina?
I like what they're doing. They seem to have found some rhythm with Cameron Sexton at quarterback. It gives them the ability to throw the football so they're not one-dimensional where they just run it. Now, the success has come in the running game between the tackles. You know, kind of look for them to open it up here in the second half a little bit.
Sexton's got his helmet on, so it would appear that he's going to come in at quarterback, and that you would think would be the correct decision. You don't want to kill the confidence of a freshman in Mike Paulus, but Sexton has a better feel for what's going on out there, and we were told that both quarterbacks would play, as was the case with Miami as well.
You could really kill it if you leave Mike Paulus out there and then it turns into a disaster. So you allow him to soak things up from the sideline. Maybe later in the game you give him another shot at it. But I think the smart decision right now for North Carolina is to go with Cameron Sexton.
And the beauty of having a guy like Brandon Tate is that in one play, he can change the game. He is one of the best return men in college football. He's the career record holder in the ACC in kick return yards, #1 in the country in all-purpose yards, averages better than 20 yards a touch. They kicked it to him in the first half, and they're going to do it here, but he stepped out of bounds at the 2. Had he let it go out of bounds, North Carolina would have the ball at the 40, but wait, there is a flag down, so maybe they're saying that it was out of bounds before Little touched it, but
I think he caught it and went out of bounds. And you talk about a senior wide receiver, Brandon Tate. That's a freshman mistake right there. You expect that from one of the Kane return men, them being freshmen. Feels that baby, and
he's out of bounds.
You know, he's out of bounds.
So,
it's a good question what the officials are discussing there.
The ruling on the field is the player caught the ball with his foot out of bounds.
Take a look at the first half stats, and we told you that Miami dominated in terms of total offense. And time of possession 2-1. 8 different receivers caught passes for Miami.
Yeah, and you see the domination in time of possession right there. That'll win you a lot of ball games, almost 2-1 in that category. But Brandon Tate actually fielded the football. He was out of bounds when he caught it, so it's like it's a kickoff out of bounds. UNC, North Carolina's going to get the football at their own 40-yard line. So great turn of events for Butch Davis and the Tar Heels.
Yeah, they catch a break there. Should never have fielded that. Here's Little running between the tackles, and boy, we touched on it at the end of the first half. The fact that Little is physical at 6'3", 220. You saw that touchdown coming out. If he can continue to splatter piles, that North Carolina could stay in this football game.
And they're experienced on the offensive line. Aaron Stahl is the guy, and Mike Jolly, the left tackle. They really like those two. Calvin Darity is a senior at the guard position along with Byron Bishop. But that's where their strengths are. It's on the offensive line at this point, and that's where they're going with the football.
Little again on second down. Nose dives to the 48. He'll come up short of the first down. Eric Moncoeur on the tackle. Third down coming up for UNC.
Little is a fantastic athlete. Played a little bit of basketball at North Carolina. Was on the basketball team there for a little while, but clearly his skill set is meant for the gridiron.
We talked about all the good young players for Miami. North Carolina has some good youth as well. In fact, they've got the fewest scholarship seniors in the ACC. You know who's #1 nationally? Fewest scholarship seniors? It might surprise you. Nick Saban's Crimson Tide, who we'll see against Georgia tonight on ESPN. First down pickup by Ryan Houston into Miami territory to the 48.
Well, you don't go away from it if it's working. You know, you run it until they stop it. That's what my high school football coach, Dub Ferris, would say. You know, if they stop, you're running it, you have some success. You run it until they stop it. When they stop it, you go the other side. So you just continue to mix and match. But there's your point on the fewest seniors on a roster. Alabama kind of leading the way there. Kind of a surprise with a program as big as Alabama, but they went through a probationary period.
Eric Moncourt takes down the quarterback, Cameron Sexton. That's one of those lookout blocks, Andre, where the left tackle turns around and yells, "Look out!"
Well, it looked like Eric Moncourt was in a starting block matched up against Kyle Jolly. You're going to see him right from the right side of the screen, and he just barrels in there. I mean, just nobody touches him on his way to Cameron Sexton. And he is a big-time talent. He has fought through some injuries and missed a lot of spring practice, but pro scouts really like his potential.
We saw his on-the-field exploits. We'll see his father's cooking exploits a little bit later in this show as Hakeem Nicks gets away from a defender. Another penalty flag down, and Hicks gets back to the original. Nicks does, rather, to the original line of scrimmage. Glenn Cook on the tackle, and let's see what the penalty is. Another offside against Miami.
Well, you know, you got to keep them settled in. They're so aggressive defensively, and that's what Bill Young teaches. He and Randy Shannon.
Offsides, 94 the defense. Penalties decline. Second down.
They believe in that old philosophy of tackling the football on the way to the quarterback, and they will blitz and come after the quarterback on first and second down to try to create some long yardage situations on third down. Then they want to play a little bit of zone behind it and keep the football in front of it.
They took the yardage there, so it's third down and 10. See what Bill Young, the defensive coordinator for Miami, comes up with here. The defensive coordinator at Kansas last year led them to a win in the Orange Bowl, where Miami used to play. First season for the Hurricanes at Dolphin Stadium. Sexton with time. Tate makes the grab. Tate inside the 20. And to the 10-yard line. Big time throw by Sexton as Bill Young's defense gets shredded there on that third down and long.
Well, you see the experience of Cameron Sexton, this 5 games that he started, and watch Brandon Tate work the middle of the field. Right there, he gets inside of Brandon Harris, a true freshman, and now it's the senior winning against the true freshman. That young man is going to make a lot of money next fall, as he is a dangerous return man who has become an outstanding receiver. Would not surprise me if he is a very high pick in next year's draft.
6 career returns for touchdowns. North Carolina with a first down and 10, and it goes to Little, who again steamrolls Miami defenders inside the 5. North Carolina is taking it to Miami physically since about the middle of the second quarter.
And you go back to Brandon Tate and you talk about the big play potential of him, and he's going to make Mom proud, because he is a guy that will play on Sundays, and you see right there, keeps Mom close, right on the wristband.
Miami going, or make that North Carolina going, no huddle. Little up over the top. He looks like he got the first down but did not get into the end zone. He was undercut by Anthony Reddick and now is a little bit dinged.
Little trotting off a little bit, but mention the fact that Brandon Tate's a mama's boy. There's nothing wrong with being a mama's boy.
And how about here the call by Butch Davis with only a half yard to go for the first down to come out and go no huddle, and Little does pick up the first down.
I like it. It doesn't give Miami a chance to get themselves set. You get up to the football, get it snapped, and you have the advantage at that point in time. They're still milling around and trying to get in their stance.
They're going to measure it. Looked like he got it. Let's see, though, based on the spot. Originally, there was a signal for a first down, but now they're saying no.
I think if you're down here, you got to go for it if you're Butch Davis. If you came to win, then quarterback sneak would just about get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm thinking it's fourth down. With the measurement.
That's where the ball is. Looks like he got it there. He stuck that ball out. It almost crossed the plane of the goal line. And again, you can challenge this if you're Butch Davis. Doesn't appear that it's going to be stopped by the replay technician.
Quarterback sneak will do it for you with Cameron Sexton right here. I just snap the football, get behind big Aaron Stahl, and go into the end zone.
He does, and it's going to be close as to whether he got the first down. It's not a touchdown. Again, it all depends on the spot here.
If he got any movement forward, he's going to have enough for the first down, just about an inch, maybe even half an inch from having the first down the play before.
Aaron Stahl's helmet came off that time. That's at least the 6th lid we've seen taken off. And they're going to have to bring out the chains and measure again.
Well, fourth down, and we'll see who Butch Davis decides to go with. They've had a lot of success in short yardage situations with Ryan Houston, the big back, and he's in the game right now. You see him lined up, dotting the I back here.
Surprised that they didn't bring the chains out, but fourth down and inches, and they're going to get a touchdown. Ryan Houston not only picks up the first down, but hits Pater. And a chance for North Carolina to cut the lead to 3.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game right out of halftime. A big break on a kickoff return. They got the ball to the 40-yard line. They take advantage of it. The running game, Greg Little mixed with some Ryan Houston.
And that's
a big pass to Brandon Tate mixed in there as well. And back in this game's North Carolina.
10-play, 60-yard drive, as you see at the top of your screen. Point after makes it 17-14. Ryan Houston at 250 pounds. Only 6 attempts coming into this game, but Butch Davis in his homecoming back to Miami, letting the big guy carry it on the goal line. And they're only down 3 now.
What do people think of pasta from Pizza Hut?
That's good.
This is delicious.
They can't get enough of Toscani pastas from Pizza Hut. Choose from new premium bacon mac and cheese, meaty marinara, or creamy chicken Alfredo. 3 pounds delivered with breadsticks for $12.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
When your engine's running clean, you feel it. And Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil can clean out up to 46% of sludge in the first oil change. Our ultimate clean for your ultimate feeling. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Most people go through life following Plan A. It's predictable. It's expected. It's routine. But what if you're not a Plan A kind of person? Welcome to Plan B from Brother. Our new color laser printers and all-in-ones are for those who make the better choice, not the obvious one. With more performance, more speed, more affordability. So make the smarter choice. Plan B from Brother.
Carolina is committed to opportunity, to shaping generations of leaders in education, business, medicine, and more. Now, Carolina makes a commitment to keep these opportunities within everyone's reach.
Carolina Covenant is a promise. It's a promise to help kids from low-income families get a college education debt-free. It's a promise that Carolina is proud to make because everyone deserves a shot.
ESPN Tailgate Week, presented by Kingsford.
Back in Miami, Florida, North Carolina running the football well on that drive. 60 yards to get 7 points. They had only 7 points in the first half. And Greg Little, you see there, he had the first half touchdown. North Carolina only down 3.
It's been a good 1-2 punch with Greg Little and Ryan Houston, the bigger back when you get to the short yardage situations. And they had a couple of guys averaging, actually 3 ball carriers averaging just under 5 yards a carry.
Pooch kick and a fair catch signal. The ball is muffed at the 35-yard line, and Miami recovers it. So Miami football when we come back. Here's Wendy Nix.
Dave, thank you very much. Ole Miss and Florida. The Gators with an opportunity to make a statement of some sort in this game. Tim Tebow to Percy Harvin. Urban Meyer says Harvin's finally 100%. You see what he can do when he is. 29 yards. And here we go, though. It sets this up. Tebow with the keeper. 17-7 Florida over Ole Miss.
Well, we thought
One
that...
side of the kicker, 5 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
So penalty on North Carolina there on that kick not properly lined up. So Miami's going to start at the 43-yard line. You know, we talked at the start of the telecast about Miami's swagger. Well, how do you respond when you've been hit in the mouth now? Carolina's been pounding them here.
Well, you kind of can equate it to a boxer who likes to dance a little bit. He'll dance until he gets tapped in the nose a couple of times. Then all of a sudden the footwork stops. And that seems to be what has happened right now to the Hurricanes.
They've lost 3 straight home ACC games. Those were all in the Orange Bowl last year. Marv with play action. Looking deep. Pressure coming, though. And Marv down at the 30. Mark Pascal, the leading tackler, gets the sack. There is a penalty flag down, though.
Well, once again, the old jab to the nose from North Carolina.
Holding, number 18 of the offense. Penalties decline. Second down.
Well, they've looked so good early in this football game. And North Carolina, boy, the momentum has just swung in the favor of the Tar Heels. And you watch just coming off the edge here. Nobody to block Mark Pascal.
Pascal last week had 12 tackles, a sack, and an interception against Virginia Tech, and a loss for the Tar Heels at home.
Out of Charlotte Latin High School, the senior middle linebacker.
Here's Cooper on second down. And the Tar Heels grab him at the 37 and bring him down. Cam Thomas leading the way for North Carolina. Under 9 to play in the third quarter. Carolina's last win in Miami, 1957. That's right now. Ahead, who is the third coordinator? We're not talking about a special teams coordinator. And then later, Miami trying to beat Butch Davis, who got his win for Carolina at home against Miami last year. That was in Chapel Hill, a game in which North Carolina led 27-0 at halftime. Marv in trouble, gets away from a little bit of pressure, throws into traffic, and almost caught twice by Miami receivers, but the Canes will have to punt.
Well, it looked like a mix-up among the young receivers for Miami. A couple of receivers in the same area on the field, which makes it a little easier when you're playing zone coverage for one guy to defend 2 receivers. So get some things ironed out. Patrick Nix and that young offense of Miami. Well, they have just been kind of stalled here early in the second half.
And they're in a danger zone with Brandon Tate. Again, an opportunity for a touch. And anytime he gets to put a chance to put his hands on the ball, he's dangerous.
Number 2 in the nation in punt returns coming into this game.
And they elect to kick it to him. He lets it go, though, at the 25. It'll roll inside the 20-yard line. Miami leads by 3. Maybe the Hurricanes need a little coffee to wake up here in the second half. They were on fire to start the game, but their lead is down to 3.
You know that place where the love of the game is the real souvenir? I'm there.
State Farm, proud sponsor of Major League Moments everywhere.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything in life came with a worry-free guarantee? Well, at Rent-A-Center, everything does. With our worry-free guarantee, we'll match any competitor's price. No credit hassles, delivery, setup, and service included. Love it or your money back. Rent-A-Center, we make it easy to make it your own.
Consider this. Your 99-cent double stack is actually appreciated in value.
How so?
Well, can I have $1?
Sure.
Now can I have your double stack?
No. Hey.
Teacher, student.
Wendy's Double Stack Cheeseburger is 99 cents that tastes like more. One of 3 way better 99-cent sandwiches on Wendy's Super Value menu.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
I was getting heartburn 2 or 3 times a week, and it was causing disruptions in my life. My doctor recommended I take Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended OTC acid reducer. Now heartburn won't keep coming back. Try Prilosec OTC.
ESPN's College Football, brought to you by Mazda, introducing the totally, completely, 100% new Mazda 6.
Here's Eric Monker's father, Everett Big Ben Monker, and he's going to tell us his recipe for that snapper that we had in the first half. We understand that Eric's dad is a Houston grad, Andre.
University of Houston Cougar.
That's right. It up extra special for you.
Tell you what, I had some, and it was fantastic. Good stuff.
Eric with a sack today, playing for his mother, who he lost this year, passed away early in the season. Big run on first down is drawn, gets close to 9. Wrapped up by Glenn Cook. Let's listen in. Big Ben going to tell us how to make that snapper.
We got the red snapper right here with the special seasoning, the ground up cornmeal with special seasoning, but I can tell you, but I have to kill you. Since we're in South Florida, we got a lot of Caribbean flavor down here. So we got the completa and the lemon pepper seasoning.
Man, that was good.
That's good stuff.
That'll give you some swagger. Kames flying to the ball there. The middle linebacker, Glenn Cook, takes down Drawn. Let's throw it back to Big Ben. He's the star of the show right now.
Here you go, Andre. You're right. That's good, man.
I tell you what, it went down easy. It was finger looking good.
I know where you're going after the game.
That's good stuff. I'm going to try to find Big Ben. That's right.
Yeah, Eric's father. Right now, he's thinking about 3rd down and 1, coming up with a stop. All the momentum favoring Carolina.
Ryan Houston, that short yardage success back they've had, he's in there.
And he'll get it. And he's not going to get there. Stood up at the point of attack by Daryl Sharpton.
And there's no decision to be made here with a 3-point game.
Wait a second,
and
based on that spot.
Generous spot.
Wow.
Generous spot.
I don't know how you could see the ball there to give it that generous of a spot. Butch Davis is saying actually should be a better spot. Now they move it back a little bit. They did just move it back a tad. And again, that yellow line is not always 100% indicative of what it's like on the field.
Well over the yellow line initially, and then they move it back a little bit, so it still may be enough for a first down, but I think it was way short and a generous spot. Butch Davis doing an excellent job of coaching the officials up on that one.
Wow, they give him the first down there.
You know, you talk about the success of North Carolina in the second half. A good way to offset speed is to go right at it, and that's exactly what they've done. They're not trying to get to the edges. Not, you know, you see them with the passing game maybe roll Cameron Sexton out a little bit, but they are just lining up and going right downhill at this Hurricane defense.
Randy Shannon could elect to challenge that spot, but too late now. On the end around, Tate gets away from one defender, but too much speed for the Hurricanes. This time, Bruce Johnson is there backside. Let's get an update from the Big East. Wendy Nix in the studio.
Dave, thank you very much. Syracuse certainly could use a win, but you could argue Pittsburgh certainly doesn't want this loss either. Cameron Dantley The Cuse QB to Van 2. How about that catch?
Tell you what, Syracuse looking for something to cheer about offensively. Catches like this can change momentum for your football team.
24-16 Cuse.
Cuse.
Well, they finally got
on today.
Finally got a win against Northeastern last week after getting blown out by their other opponents this year. Second down and long. Sexton and his receiver fell down. Brooks Foster. So it'll bring up third down and long.
Well, the weapons and the strength of this offensive football team, we've talked about the running backs, and they certainly have to run the football with T.J. Yates being out of the game, and you see the offensive comparison there. But the strength of this offense, Hakeem Nicks, Brandon Tate, and Brooks Foster, they're 3 wide receivers, and they've been unable to get them the football with the exception of Tate on one pass, get them the football consistently in this game.
Sexton overthrown. He had Pianalto. Threw it too high, and Carolina will have to punt.
Yeah, Pianalto is more the receiving tight end than Richard Quinn, and he's the guy that's been coming up with the big plays at tight end for North Carolina. It's been Richard Quinn in the passing game, who's known as the bigger blocking type tight end.
Both these teams at 2-1 coming into this game. ACC opener for Miami. And it appears this conference is wide open with Travis Benjamin set to return. Miami plays Florida State, Virginia Tech, both here. They do not play Clemson during the regular season. A line drive, and Benjamin with a great catch like a shortstop on one hop to the 48-yard line. Brooks Foster on the tackle for North Carolina. Good starting field position for Miami. Nice play. Dangerous by Benjamin, but a nice play. Canes ball when we come back.
What's so cool about ESPNU? It's what's important to me.
Important to me.
Important to me.
Important to me.
Important to me. It's college sports knowledge at my fingertips.
Awesome!
Take a closer look and develop your mind and spirit at ESPNU.
I love this place!
Here at the phone company, you've been our customer for a long time. Now Vonage wants to change all that.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really? Don't they miss having phone service?
Actually, with Vonage, you get award-winning service quality with unlimited local and long-distance calls, all for just $24.99 a month. Are you having trouble keeping track of what your phone company is charging? With Vonage, your rate starts low and stays low. Don't take my word for it. Listen to his former customers.
For me, Vonage is everything I want in a phone service.
It's dependable. It's perfect.
No nickels and dimes like the phone company.
Make the most from your existing high-speed internet connection. Get unlimited local and long-distance calling for only $24.99 a month, plus 25 features for no extra charge. Sign up now and get 1 month free.
Okay, but making a change is hard, and for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Whoa!
Call 1-800-581-7175 or go online to Vonage.com.
Greg Biffle looks to go 3 for 3 by taking his 3rd straight chase race. It's the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Kansas on ABC Sunday, with coverage beginning with NASCAR Countdown at 1 Eastern Time. Points leader Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, the rest of the chase drivers will be right on his heels, no pun intended, with North Carolina playing today here at Miami, down by 3 in a pass play to LaRon Byrd, wearing Michael Irvin's old number, no gain. Jordan Hemby with the tackle. Well, we kind of teased you earlier talking about what's the third coordinator, and it might be as important now as the offensive and defensive coordinators, and that's the strength coach because of the amount of time they get to spend with the kids.
Well, in January, some of the freshmen, they come in, they're able to come in the other entire football team there, and you spend that entire time basically with the strength coach going into spring practice, working out, things of that sort. When the coaches are on the road recruiting, they spend the time with the strength coach.
Andrew Swayze, the Miami strength coach. Jeff Connors for North Carolina. Marv's pass caught across midfield. Collier finally wrapped up a couple of yards shy of the first down. You know, again, it's not like in the pros where the coaches have all day with the kids. Position coaches, head coach only have that 20-hour-a-week limit, but the strength coach spends a lot more time with them.
Yeah, and he gets them early in the morning in a lot of situations, and they work out, get the workouts in, and then they're with them in the entire summer as well before even getting to the coaches in fall workouts. So it's a lot of time spent with that strength and conditioning program.
How much has that changed since you played?
A lot. A lot. It has been the utmost importance in today's ball game.
Marv has a running lane, picks up the first down in that boot option to throw, and he slides to the 42-yard line. You look at, obviously kids are bigger and faster than they were. And
you have to be in tune with what type of football team you want to be with your strength coach as well. Do you want to be a fast football team? So you have to have a strength coach that can teach the speed and develop it, as well as you want to be a big physical football team that beats people up. And you got to have a strength coach that can put pounds on offensive and defensive linemen, and as well as making them a little stronger and more physical.
First down for Miami. 3-point lead for the Hurricanes. Under 3 to go. Marv tripped up. Nice play by Mark Pascal, the middle linebacker. Minimal gain there on first down. And here's Wendy Nix in the studio.
Dave, thank you very much. It's early still. We know that. But the ACC trying to sort itself out. Maryland and Clemson. Darius Hayward-Bay, the reverse. And look at him go 75 yards.
Maryland offensive coordinator James Franklin digging deep into the playbook, allowing his playmakers to make plays. 75-yard run here, Darius Hayward-Bay.
Now Darius Hayward-Bay on a lot of radar screens in the National Football League.
World-class speed.
And boy, Maryland's bounced back. We saw them rout Cal as Marv has trouble. The ball hops right to him. And Marv's pass caught by the tight end Epps. And he gets dumped at the 38-yard line by Jordan Hemby.
Well, Marv is a guy that can certainly improvise. And you're going to see him lose the snap here, and still with a presence in mind. This is a redshirt freshman. Now feel the ball. It comes clean to him. Eyes right back down the field and delivers a nice catchable football for Dedrick Epps. Like that from a young player, heads up, and his eyes are right back down the field once he gets his hands on the football.
Terrific numbers. Only 3 incompletions for Marv. 2 touchdowns passing. Ja'Cory Harris, his backup, has played some as well. Harris is a true freshman. Marv, a redshirt freshman. Big 3rd down and 6. Cooper on the handoff. And he's down at the 41. He lost yardage there as the Tar Heels weren't fooled. Bruce Carter and Tydreek Powell.
Boy, they preached to us about gap control. That was one of the keys for North Carolina. You're going to see you got a gap here, and a gap out here. You can't lose gap responsibility. And watch the play of Bruce Carter as the delayed handoff right there, turning everything back inside. A fantastic job of playing team defense.
And you can see the coaching. Everett Withers, Butch Davis, John Shoup, offensive coordinators, a good staff for North Carolina. And you can see that today in every aspect. Pretty good coaching on special teams there as Sam Shields races downfield to catch it at the 1. Saturday night means college football on ABC. You'll either see in the Big Ten Penn State take on Illinois, or Virginia Tech step out of conference play to take on Nebraska. Saturday night football presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC tonight at 8 Eastern.
Well, that gap responsibility is so important. You're going to see this is going to be a good football game right here. Illinois, a lot of talent with Juice Williams, Regis Ben, and Penn State, maybe one of the more talented teams that Joe Paterno's had in a long time.
I don't think it's going to be close. I think Penn State's going to blow them out.
I don't think it's a blowout. There's too much talent at Illinois for a blowout to happen.
Illinois beat him last year. Running play, Little trying to get out of the end zone. He does. Back to the 1, the original line of scrimmage. That could be the final play of the third quarter.
Well, this is where you take a shot right here. You know, you just raise it. Usually it's on first down, but you just drop back and try to create a situation where you hit a big one on the outside, maybe get yourself a pass interference call. But running it with a tailback deep, not the recipe for success in most cases.
Under 10 seconds to go. We'll see if they elect to run a play here. Play clock is off, and wisely North Carolina will let the game clock run down to end the third quarter. So we'll go to the fourth. North Carolina down 3, but deep in its own territory. Canes trying to get the swagger back here at the U, but only a 3-point lead, 1 quarter to go.
The chase for the Sprint Cup continues at Kansas tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ABC.
We only got one room left, but I doubt you'll want it.
Why not?
It's a dead zone. Can't get your calls, your precious emails. It's like you don't even exist.
I've got the Verizon network.
You good? Oh. Towels are kind of scratchy.
We test America's largest 3G network every day. Verizon Wireless. Get the exclusive pink BlackBerry Curve, now just $99.99.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 89-cent Volcano Taco. With spicy lava sauce, it could be the spiciest taco ever.
Wait, my Volcano Taco?
Don't look at me. Why pay more for heat when you can think outside the bun?
Free Wi-Fi, giving you the freedom to get out and work wherever you want. Free Wi-Fi at Courtyard. It's a new stay.
Ian, you've never had a girlfriend.
There is a girl online.
Don't you watch Dateline? She's probably a guy.
She's 600 miles away.
She wants me to meet her tonight.
Why you gotta work the mouth when you talk to me?
It's a habit.
All he has to do is get there.
Need some help?
Right, because I'm Amish.
Wouldn't know anything about your 69 GTO Judge. Well, good luck with the future ride, spaceman.
Sex Drive, rated R.
Put your hands on your head.
I can't move the other arm.
Ah! The Big Mexican won't go down!
In theaters October 17th.
Quitting with Nicorette has never been cooler or brighter, thanks to the whitening power of new Nicorette White Ice Mint Gum, the stop-smoking gum that helps tackle cravings and whitens teeth as you use it. New Nicorette White Ice Mint. Experience a brighter way to quit.
It's time saving energy costs less. It's time guaranteed low prices got even lower. We know times are tough. That's why the Home Depot is lowering the cost on hundreds of items throughout the store, including energy-efficient ones like ceiling fans and programmable thermostats. So the products that save you the most money will save you even more. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Fourth quarter at Dolphin Stadium. Miami leads North Carolina by 3. It's been all Tar Heels so far this half. But they're stuck at their 1-yard line. Got to be careful. Sexton was almost out of the end zone. The pass incomplete, but had Sexton stepped out, it would have been a safety. He was awfully close.
Boy, he had Anthony Elzy, the tailback, as well as Brandon Tate, and both receivers right in the middle of the field, just trying to get something to give him some breathing room, and very close to the sideline is Cameron Sexton. See it here as he works the end zone. Man, that's close.
I mean, that's 2 points. He steps on that line. And it's interesting because there's 2 lines back there. You wonder if he thought that first line was not out of bounds. There's actually 2 white lines in the back of the end zone. Little able to get out, but just barely. The ball came out. No, it didn't. Little hung on to it. It was Sean Spence who made the hit, true freshman for Miami. And North Carolina will have to punt the football.
Well, too little, too late. And I thought on first down, that's when you usually take the shot, try to create some matchups on the outside. They've got Brandon Tate as well as Hakeem Nicks, big receivers that they could go to, maybe get them a jump ball type situation on first down. Then you come back and try to get yourself some room in which to work. But I'm kind of shocked at the choice of how they chose to pass on second down. Play action pass, backed up this close.
They had a bad snap in the first half that led to a safety. They get the punt away this time, but Benjamin with a good return inside the 30-yard line. Taken down by Carter, but great starting field position for Miami. There's a flag down. Meanwhile, let's check in with Wendy Nix.
Dave, thank you very much. You might want to keep an eye out on this one. Duke was favored over Virginia, but they're looking for a 3-1 start. That would be their best start since 1994. This will help. The 10-yard touchdown pass to Jay Hollingsworth, and Duke on top, 17-3.
51. 10 yards to spot a foul. First down.
Block in the back called against Miami. How about football in the state of North Carolina, with East Carolina ranked, even though it lost to NC State last week? Carolina holding its own at Miami, and Duke a chance to go to 3-1, and Wake Forest. And then you have South Carolina struggling a little bit this year.
I think Wake Forest is the cream of the crop. East Carolina certainly could have made the conversation interesting, but it was North Carolina State, who you see at the bottom of the screen there, that with the upset win over East Carolina, who was ranked 15th in the country. But you got to take your hat off to Wake Forest and the job that they're doing there. Unbelievable. Jim Grove, head coach, fantastic.
Great win last week.
Turning around that program, and they've been patient with him at Wake Forest, and now they are reaping the benefits.
And he's had opportunities to go elsewhere. They had a big win at Florida State last week. Cooper grabbed in the backfield, slung down by Bruce Carter. Miami having more trouble running.
Boy.
We talked about Carolina and its success in football. You know that the state of Florida is always going to have excellent football. South Florida with the best record. Florida trying to join South Florida at 4-0.
You know, you look at Miami in this program and you wonder just how close are they to being back atop of the football in South Florida, in the area. But I think they're very close, to be quite honest. Very close.
Marv on second down, going deep. Farkas in the intended receiver, and it's broken up. Tremaine Goddard. Nice play there to make it third down and 13.
Well, it's hard to fool Tremaine Goddard, the senior strong safety. He's a good student of the game, studies a lot of film. He missed the spring, though, with a fractured wrist. And they love to move him around and allow him to make plays. He's a tremendous athlete, and there you saw it in coverage. Two-deep look, which Carolina likes to run a lot, and he was right there to make a play.
Over the last 18 years, 6 FBS national championships have been won by Florida teams, including Miami back in 1991 and in 2001 in that transition year from Butch Davis to Larry Coker, when Davis left for the Cleveland Browns. Marv on third down and long, being chased. And Marv gets rid of it, finds Epps, the tight end, and he's got the first down.
Two things on this play. If you're Patrick Nix, the offensive coordinator of Miami, the job of improvising by Robert Marv and to really stare the defense in the face. E.J. Wilson had a clean shot on him. He just kind of stiff-armed him and then got outside of the pocket. Watch right here. You get the pressure. He steps up, which is what you're supposed to do right there. Stiff arm just to create a little room. Now drop a nice soft one. But watch Dedrick Epps, the tight end, as he senses that he's close to the first down marker, and the effort to turn straight up the field to make sure he gets the first down. Excellent job. And I think that's a great job of coaching as well.
Miami calls a timeout with a play clock winding down. Miami on the move. 3-point lead at home for the Hurricanes.
Presenting the Travelocity Race to Savings Sale. Save up to 50% on vacations to our top hotels. But hurry, Because like the Amazing Race, you gotta be fast.
These are the Rutan babies. Born not for love, but desire. For German engineering in a minivan, the all-new Volkswagen Rutan. And with advances in fertility drugs, cyber adoption, even reverse vasectomies. More and more people are having babies simply for the love of German engineering.
I didn't reverse anything.
Oh. So please, have a baby for love, not for a Volkswagen Rutan.
This sounds serious.
When your engine's running clean, you feel it. And Pennzoil Motor Oil can clean out up to 15% of sludge in the first oil change. So change with Pennzoil and feel the clean. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Getting to retirement is one thing. But what happens once you're there? That's where the principal can help. Not only are we one of the nation's 401k leaders, we also have many planning tools and options to help manage a healthy income during retirement. Because why come this far just to miss all the fun? The Principal Financial Group will give you an edge.
I think trans fats are made up. Have you ever seen a product that says it actually contains trans fats? No, there's only food with 0 trans fats. I bet you could just make up something bad and say your product doesn't have any. People will go crazy for it. I'm gonna start selling tires with 0 death crystals. And those will be the tires to have.
When you get awesome, flakeless hair you don't have to think about, your mind is free to wander. Advanced Head & Shoulders. Respect the scalp. Get the hair.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Lots of fresh, delicious footlongs for just $5 each. Fill up on a footlong today. At Subway.
Presenting the Travelocity Race to Savings Sale. Save up to 50% on vacations to our top hotels. But hurry, because like the Amazing Race, you gotta be fast.
Back at Dolphin Stadium, Miami on top of North Carolina in the 4th. 17-14. There'll be a shakeup in the top 10 as we look at our all-state standings review. Georgia takes on Alabama tonight on ESPN. Wisconsin and Michigan on ABC, and of course there'll be a new #1 this week.
Yeah, a lot of teams put on alert when Oregon State was able to they were able to take care of business against USC. So you think TCU's got the attention of Oklahoma?
TCU won there a few years ago. You picked Oklahoma to win the national title. That might be looking pretty good right about now. Here's Epps with a first down grab, breaks 1 tackle. Doesn't want to go down. Finally, tackled at the 24, lost a couple yards there. Is anybody safe anymore in college football as we look at that USC-Oregon State game? Is there any sure thing anymore in college football?
I don't think so. You know, when you look across the board and the way coaches are able to recruit, 85 scholarship limit, it certainly creates a level playing field, and talent is just kind of spreading itself around college football. If you can coach and you can develop talent, you can compete, and that was a prime example of it. Oregon State against USC. Everybody thought USC they were world beaters. You
know, you're seeing it across sports. You saw it with the Miami Dolphins winning at New England. You see it with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and what they're doing in Major League Baseball. Cooper bursting into the secondary to the 10-yard line. Picks up about 15 on that play.
Boy, right up the gut. Just a page right out of the North Carolina playbook. And you're going to see Greg Cooper right up the gut. Just watch him right here as he set up the blocks. Nice job by Xavier Shannon, the coach's son, who happens to play center here at Miami. But Greg Cooper right there, right up the middle. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Punch me in the nose, I'll punch you right back.
There's Xavier Shannon, Randy's son, as you mentioned, Florida international transfer. Cooper on 1st and goal. Good pursuit by the Tar Heels. Cooper still keeps the feet moving. Eventually, Deontay Williams gets him to the turf at the 12.
Well, they've done a pretty good job of, you heard me mention earlier, manning the gaps, gap control, and gap integrity. And you know, it's one thing when you're in position to kind of close the play from outside in. It's another when you just get pushed off the football. That big run by Greg Cooper. It's kind of one of those. They just pushed North Carolina off the football. There, they were able to corral him, keep him inside, and allow another teammate or two to make a play.
I don't think it's a matter of if Butch Davis turns things around.
It's when.
It's when at North Carolina. Wide open, out of the backfield. Inside the 5-yard line is Cooper. It'll bring up third down, but Greg Cooper really coming alive in his sophomore year, especially with the injury to Javaris James getting a chance to shine.
Well, they got a big dose of him last week down in College Station, and it's continuing here as he came home to the South Florida area. But you're talking about Mr. Football in Tennessee as a senior in 05, and just a highlight reel waiting to happen. Got a lot of them on a highlight reel already.
Spent a year at Milford Prep, a teammate of LaShawn McCoy, who was recruited by Miami.
Another good
going to Pitt. Marv able to catch the high snap. Cooper covered out of the backfield. Marv to the end zone, and it's caught by Aldarius Johnson. Miami touchdown.
Robert Marv does not lack for confidence, and he is a guy that can certainly make plays once things break down. Right here, you see him, the eyes. Watch the eyes. They never lead from down the field. And there, nice athletic ability to get his shoulders turned around where he can deliver that football to Aldarius Johnson. Excellent play at the quarterback position right here. Allowing for time right here. Nice block by Greg Cooper. And look at the throw going to his left. Amazing.
They are reviewing this. Well, every play is reviewed, but this is going to be reviewed further, but it did look like it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
And what makes that play is just a little block by Greg Cooper to give his quarterback, Robert Marv, just enough time to get that football away for a touchdown.
Aldarius Johnson, another true freshman from Miami. Guess what high school he went to? Northwestern. 8 players in this true freshman class attended Northwestern High School, the state champ, and according to SI and USA Today, the national champ. Third touchdown pass for Robert Marv. Redshirt freshman getting coached by a former SEC quarterback, Patrick Nix. Nix likes what he sees.
Volkswagen dealerships. Here, thousands of pregnant women converge to get the all-new Volkswagen Routan. Triple-stitched leather seats and a German-tuned suspension are just 2 of the features enticing millions of women to get pregnant. Women like this.
I've been planning this baby for a long time.
And every single one of them is in complete denial.
What?
So please, don't put a baby in your belly just to put German engineering in your driveway, no matter how bad you want it.
What can I get for $1?
That's yours.
How far can I get with this?
You can get out.
How tan can I get for this? That's it? Hi. What can I get for this?
How about 2 sizzling 100% pure beef patties with all the amenities and an irresistible classic known fondly as the double cheeseburger? Huh?
Wow.
Now more than ever, McDonald's Dollar Menu.
An important free offer for men with balding or thinning hair.
My hair looks better than what it did when I was a teenager.
I really think he looks amazing. I mean, just look at him.
Men, no diet, no exercise program, no new set of clothes can ever improve your confidence, your good looks, and the way women look at you, the way a thick, full head of your own real hair will. And now you can have it in just 4 weeks when you call Hair Club right now.
I just can't believe how much better he looks. He looks so handsome now.
Life's about having fun. It's about looking good. I mean, 80% of feeling good is looking good.
Call now for your confidential appointment. We'll give you a free hair and scalp analysis. Get the head of hair you want. Call Hair Club now.
I only wish I hadn't taken so long. That's what I'm telling you. Do it now.
Call now for our free DVD and brochure, shipped to you in a discreet plain envelope. Hair Club has the solution you want. Call now.
Call 1-800-910-9134. Call now.
ESPN's
college football. Brought to you by Volkswagen, Das Auto, it's what the people want. And ESPN Game Plan. See the most college football every Saturday. To order, call your pay-per-view provider.
Back in Miami, I know Todd Blackledge is watching this game, getting ready for Georgia and Alabama, the game he's going to do tonight. And Todd has the taste of the town, but he's salivating right now. We may have to keep this up each week, getting the recipes from these guys.
Yeah, get us a nice recipe every week. Yeah, the tailgaters.
We'll ship it to Blackledge.
After we eat a little bit and make sure it's all right, or know to ship out.
Another pooch kick, this time by Miami, and it's fair caught at the 25-yard line by Anthony Elzy. To the studio we go, Wendy Nix.
Dave, it has been back and forth all afternoon in Bloomington. You can call it a ping pong match right here. Kellen Lewis to Marcus Thigpen, 79 yards he will travel, and when he does, we will have ourselves a ball game. 34-29, State still on top, but Indiana closing in.
And meanwhile, Wendy, Ole Miss scoring to tie Florida at 17 apiece.
Yeah.
North Carolina ball, trailing by 10. They run drawn, and he goes nowhere. Nothing on first down. Here's the recipe from Mike Flex Lane, Mike Reed.
This is what we got. Raw meat. We cooking it up. We serving it up. And this is what we season it with. Lawry's, little Lawry salt, little garlic salt. And that's the perfect recipe for what? A W, baby, from the University of the U.
You were down in that steak that Flex came up with there at halftime, man.
Flex can he can grill a steak, that's for sure. Flavorful.
Miami was benefited by a punt that was down at the 1. North Carolina had to then punt it away itself. Miami getting into the end zone. Now Sexton has to throw it away as he was being chased by Allen Bailey and Glenn Cook. And now it's 3rd down and 10.
Well, this is a point in the game in which you got to get the football into the hands of your playmakers. Brandon Tate there, you saw him. It's definitely Tate time right now. A guy that's capable of providing the big play that you so need on offense for North Carolina. They got to find a way to get the football in the hands of number 87.
And you saw 1 of 3 on 3rd down. That completion was to Tate on 3rd down and long. Well, you can imagine that Sexton will be looking for him here. And he's got time to throw. Instead, he's going for Nix. And Nix is going to score. Touchdown, North Carolina. A 74-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, Carolina right back in it with a ton of time left.
Man, there was so much attention given to Brandon Tate that Hakeem Nicks found himself one-on-one in the secondary. You'll see about 4 defenders for Miami around Brandon Tate, and they forgot there's another playmaker on the other side. His name, Hakeem Nicks.
Second-team All-ACC a year ago, 74 catches. That's his 3rd touchdown this year. The first TD for Cameron Sexton, and after the point after, Carolina within 3.
Boy, they just won't go away, the Tar Heels, and you're going to see Brandon Tate come into your screen right in the middle of the field, right there, and you see a bunch of defenders, which leaves a big throwing lane for Hakeem Nicks right here. You gamble, you miss, and he can make you pay. Boy, that was a well-thrown football by Cameron Sexton as well.
That's the 4th touchdown this year for North Carolina's offense of 50 yards or more. Nicks, a junior from Charlotte, 8th all-time at North Carolina in receiving.
Well, we've seen big plays from Tate. Now we've seen it from Hakeem Nicks. There's a 3rd guy, Brooks Foster, number 1, a senior from Boiling Springs, South Carolina. He is another weapon that they have on that North Carolina sideline.
And if you're Butch Davis, you might be thinking, you know what, I may have the guy for at least the next 6 weeks to replace T.J. Yates, because Wallace is a freshman. Yes, the coaches like him, but Sexton has looked more comfortable, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has. I mean, he's reading coverage well. using his eyes and zone coverage to pull defenders down. He did it then to Brandon Tate, which created the space in which to throw the football behind him to Hakeem Nicks. And then once you do all that, you got to be able to deliver a catchable football, and he does it as well. I think they've got the guy right there in Cameron Sexton the rest of the way, and at least until TJ Yates gets himself healthy.
That was a 3rd down and 10. Now here's a horrible kickoff that goes out of bounds. Going to give Miami the ball at the 40-yard line. That will disgust Butch Davis.
Well, you talk about intensity on the sideline. That's, you know, you got to coach all the time when you have young players who.
Well, that's twice now, Andre. Yeah. They've given up a big play on 3rd down and long.
Well, you know, there are going to be peaks and valleys when you have young talent until it develops. You know, all of a sudden they think they've gotten it. Start reading the press clippings a little bit and things of that sort. Or in the game, you start feeling a little bit too good about yourself, and you kind of let that guard down a little bit. That's what's going on with Miami right now, and they've got an experienced team on the other sideline that just refuses to go away.
Hey, brother, let's go, baby.
Let's see how Miami's offense responds. Certainly helps to get the ball at the 40-yard line. How about the feet of Cooper? Wow. And then he breaks more tackles. Close to the 1st down at midfield.
Greg Cooper is a special player. Let's take a closer look at Greg Cooper, the sophomore running back from Memphis, Tennessee. Well, you see the speed, the ability to change the game in a hurry. How about the blocking ability? You got to be able to block and protect the passer. Watch the footwork here. Sell it, and then the screen and the hands to go along with it. And then right here, the nose to get it into the end zone. And how about the eyes, the vision in which to change directions and hit the big play. Boy, is he a good football player.
Here he is again to the 2nd level. Getting the 1st down. Bernie on the tackle at the 45 as we go to Wendy.
Dave, Florida may have had a chance, or does, to make some noise in the top 2 or 3 with USC to fall, but Ole Miss isn't going anywhere. Jevin Sneed to Cordera Eason. This game tied up 17-all, Ole Miss and Florida.
Well, Jevin Sneed, a talented player from Stevensville, Texas. Had a lot of success in high school. Transferred from the University of Texas to Ole Miss, and he's lifted that program already.
Cooper again able to run over a defender and get good yardage. Deontay Williams on the stop. Tonight in the SEC, it'll be a terrific game, more than likely, between Alabama and Georgia. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels. Part of Tailgate Week presented by Kingsford on ESPN at 7:45 Eastern. Where did Todd Blackledge eat this week, and can Alabama pull the upset? 2 things that we're looking forward to finding out tonight.
We've got a physical football game right now, but that's definitely going to be one between the hedges tonight, Georgia and Alabama. Get myself tucked in and get ready to watch that one.
Here's Marv. Penalty flag down. Now they're going to have a blackout night tonight at that game where all the Georgia fans are going to wear black shirts. And you wonder if Georgia's got a little bit of a chip on its shoulder. Even people picked them to lose to Arizona State last week. And tell you what, if they beat Alabama tonight, they should be number 1.
55 of the offense. 10 yards from previous spot. 2nd down.
Even if Oklahoma blows out TCU, that's a non-BCS. This is a conference game. If Georgia wins that game, I think they should be number 1.
If I'm Mark Richt, that's what I'm preaching. There's no respect for you around the country. You know, you were ranked number 1 going in, and they drop you for no reason. Nobody respects you around. You know, that's the message I think you send as a coach to the University of Georgia and its football players, because you know, they've got a talented group of guys. It's just the injuries before the season. A lot of people kind of turn their back on the Georgia Bulldogs.
Meanwhile, 2nd down and 14. Pressure coming. Marv's pass off the mark, intended for Diedrich Epps. And now it's 3rd down and 14. A lot of people turned their backs on North Carolina in that 1st quarter. That 3rd down defense, we talked about the fact that 3rd down defense is pretty good. It has not been great today, but
well, Miami, you know, 50%. Those are pretty good numbers offensively, and not so good if you're on the defensive side of the football. But as of late, they've taken care of business on 3rd down.
Marv going downfield, and it's picked off. Tremaine Goddard with the interception. Back into Miami territory. Goddard still going. And takes a seat at the 43-yard line.
But we have got ourselves a ball game. Talked about being a good student of the game, and in zone coverage, when you're a safety, you've got to be in the right place all the time, not just some of the time. Playing center field back here, you see Tremaine Goddard, and right there, reading the eyes of Robert Marv, who's trying to force one down the field. Young quarterback trying to make a play on 3rd and forever, and the senior safety from North Carolina makes him pay, and they set up in some pretty good field position, North Carolina.
Second interception for Goddard this year. He has 8 tackles today as well. Here's Bell. Hit at the point of attack and dragged down by Glenn Cook. 3-point game. Miami leads nearing the 6-minute mark. Miami trying to end a 3-game home losing streak in conference.
You know, we started working together last season, and we did a bunch of games. And, you know, the rumor, the reputation you have is that when Pass shows up, there's usually some pretty good football games that take place. Well, I didn't believe it, but, you know, all of a sudden, it's proven itself true.
Every game we've had has been close. And a nice grab that time by Foster. Had to adjust to the throw a little bit and picks up the first down to the 30-yard line.
Well, there's the third of the trio right there. We talked about Brandon Tate, Hakeem Nicks, and now Brooks Foster starting to get himself involved in the game.
I tell you what, if Butch Davis can win this game, his homecoming to Miami, without his starting quarterback, T.J. Yates, you talk about deflating. A kid that's playing as well at that position as anybody in college football, out for a month and a half, and you motivate your team to perhaps win on the road to Miami.
How did Janet Jackson say it? What have you done for me lately? How can you get Cameron Sexton out of the lineup if he plays as good every week or consistently well this, you know, going forward for North Carolina? It's going to be hard to unseat that young man.
That pass, though, is short, intended for Richard Quinn.
Because you got to look at it, the recovery period for T.J. Yates, and then he won't be able to just jump back into things after that 5-week period. There's going to be some rust that's there. Do you take the chance of throwing him back in the lineup if Cameron Sexton's going well at that point? I don't think so. It'd be hard to get him out of the lineup.
And where's that Miami swagger that we were talking about in the first quarter? 2nd and 10, they run it. It's the fullback, Anthony Elzey, who actually rushed for close to 100 yards against Miami as the tailback in a win for Carolina at Chapel Hill last year. Now it's 3rd down. You're looking right now at about a 46 or 47-yard field goal.
When Miami started this football game, everything was downhill. They were coming downhill at North Carolina. Big plays, you know, electrifying plays. Now, back on those heels a little bit. The swagger has left the building. Right now it has.
Sexton in trouble, and perhaps out of field goal range. Sacked by Brandon Harris.
That's how you play coming downhill right there. An attacking, aggressive style of defense. And now, you know, you see the speed take over. Brandon Harris, a corner, coming right off the edge on the left side of the formation for Cameron Sexton. And what speed to get to the quarterback. And Butch Davis going to try a Jay Wooten field goal here.
This is going to be a 53-yard try. His long is 43. And that sack huge because that cost him about 7 yards.
Yeah, that was against Rutgers earlier in the season. So see if he's got enough leg to tie it up.
No good. So Miami holds, but still 4 minutes to play. Miami 24, Carolina 21. Don't go away.
Two of the favorites to win the Big Ten title rumble in Happy Valley. Saturday Night Football on ABC. Illinois, Penn State. Tonight at 8 Eastern.
Sunday at 9/8 Central. It's the juiciest 5 years in the making season premiere.
Come on, zippy zippy.
ABC's Desperate Housewives, the season premiere Sunday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
This man brought his wife here today for an intervention because he knows she wants to birth children simply for German engineering.
What? No, we just came here to look at the Rutan.
It's because he cares. Cares about the fact that each day in this country another 10,000 babies are born just for German engineering.
But you just made that up right now.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it's okay. What's your name?
Becky?
Please, don't be like Becky.
What do people think of pasta from Pizza Hut?
That's good.
This is delicious.
They can't get enough of Tuscany pastas from Pizza Hut. Choose from new premium bacon mac and cheese, meaty marinara, or creamy chicken Alfredo. 3 pounds delivered with breadsticks for $12.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
I'm at that place where say goodbye to being a bachelor means time to buy our first house. Believe me, I'm there.
Here's a little housewarming gift. State Farm can save you nearly $600 just by insuring your car and home together. Call, click, or visit and start saving today.
All right, I need someone on the red eye or a plant in Jersey. Who's it going to be, people?
I'll go, sir.
Great. I need somebody in Houston by 5.
I'm your man, sir.
6 a.m. to Omaha. Who's taking one for the team?
That'd be me, sir.
Steve-O. That's what I'm talking about. Steve, can you make it to Buffalo by 4? Anyone seen Steve?
Enjoy your trip.
We will.
Thank
you.
We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
Miami leads by 3. Freshmen making plays all day again for the Canes, including true freshman Brandon Harris with the key play here.
Well, you see him come off the edge in the corner blitz, and he's able to get to Cameron Sexton. And it's big because it took North Carolina out of a comfortable field goal attempt for Jay Wooten. He pulled it left, and Miami sets up with pretty good field position here.
Instead of a 45 or 46-yard try, it was a 53-yard attempt. Cooper out of the arms of 1 tackle, but only got about 2. Tremaine Goddard, the first man to greet him.
Well, he is all over the field today, Tremaine Goddard. He's been big, knocking down passes, the big interception to set up North Carolina's last drive. Senior in the secondary. He's been through a few battles in his career at North Carolina.
Carolina calls a timeout, 2 remaining. Let's go now to Wendy Nix in the studio.
Duke, thank you very much. The Blue Devils making noise on both sides, offense and defense. Check this out. Now, keep in mind they were favored in this game. Jabari Marshall takes the pick, and 42 yards, he's off to the races.
The Dukies defense making a play. Here they are now. They have a chance to go 3-1. It would be the first time since 1994 in Duke. Wow.
24-3. Maryland and Clemson, though Clemson leading in this one all the way, but right now they've fallen behind the Terps by 3. An ACC showdown and a tough loss for the Clemson Tigers if Maryland holds on.
Well, when we talked with Ralph Friedgen, the Maryland head coach, a couple weeks ago, we asked him, what do you see when you look at the ACC? He said, I see an opportunity, and it might be the most wide-open league in the country.
I think it's everybody looking up at Wake Forest, who's just kind of quietly taking care of business as they have the last couple of seasons under Jim Grove. But you're right, it's a wide-open race for the ACC.
And a late penalty flag comes in. See what this is here. That helps Carolina because they're going to call timeout.
Yeah, if this is a holding penalty against Miami.
Holding against the offense, number 64.
Well, that's going to better the field position all of a sudden for
10 yards
for North Carolina. You're going to see right there the hold by number 64, Jason Fox, who's had a pretty good ball game for Miami. Just got the hands on the outside and caught a little bit of the jersey.
You mentioned Wake Forest. Ole Miss almost beat Wake Forest. That tells you maybe Ole Miss is better than people think. And you got Vanderbilt. To the SEC looks really open, but the ACC, who knows?
And Ole Miss tied up with Florida in the swamp right now. That lets you know just how good Wake Forest is, that team that Jim Grove has. And you know what, don't discount the ACC quite yet. There's still some talented ball clubs out there, a lot of football to be played.
Is it the parity or mediocrity is the question in the ACC as they run Cooper up to the 39-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Carolina calls a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining, and again that penalty really helped them. They didn't have to burn all their timeouts.
Well, a lot of tackles today for North Carolina, this defense, and the secondary. That is an enormous number right there when you talk about tackles and guys not only getting through to the second level, but big plays when you get into the secondary, and they're making the majority of the tackles for your defense.
Saturday night means college football on ABC. We told you about Georgia and Alabama on ESPN. Illinois, Penn State out of the Big Ten on ABC, or some of you will see Virginia Tech from the ACC, 2-0 in conference play, stepping outside of league action to take on Nebraska. Saturday night football presented by Southwest Airlines. Now the Hokies, now with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, you'd have to put them as a contender in the ACC, even though we saw them lose to East Carolina.
Yeah, one loss will not put you out of it. And, you know, like I mentioned, a lot of football to be played, but I think it's parity. There are a lot of talented teams and across the board in the ACC, and one you see from week to week, one just kind of knocking off the other. I tell you what, look out for Maryland, because they had a wake-up call. All of a sudden, they will be a team to be reckoned with as you come down the stretch in this college football season.
Well, I think with the SEC, it's definitely parity. I would probably side a little bit more with mediocrity in the ACC based on what we've seen, but still a lot of football, as you said, to be played. Big 3rd down and 12 here for Marv and the Miami offense, and they're going to keep it on the ground with Cooper, and Carolina not fooled. Tydrick Powell's been getting off blocks all day, and he did that time, and Miami's got a punt.
Well, they feel like they've got 4 NFL players in Tydrick Powell, Marvin Austin, number 9, Cam Thomas, 93, and Alec Mullins, their defensive tackles. Those 4 guys, they rotate them in there, and they just continue to make play after play. They feel like all 4 of them will play on Sundays.
Only 49 seconds elapsed on that possession. Carolina's out of timeouts, but they're going to have a ton of time. And special teams have come up big so far in this game. We've had a turnover on a fumbled snap. We had a great punt inside the 1. The change field position eventually led to Miami touchdown. So what's going to happen here on this punt with a dangerous guy returning? 6 career returns for scores.
You stole my thunder, because that's exactly where I was going. You may not need a lot of time when you have a guy like Brandon Tate returning punts for you. Came into the game averaging over 28 yards a punt return. That was 2nd in the nation in that category, and he was returned 1 already for a touchdown this season for 82 yards. He can hit it.
Well, I had to return the favor. You stole my thunder with the tie, as North Carolina got a piece of that. They blocked that punt. It was Bruce Carter who came in there unblocked and got a piece of it. It really works out well, though, for Miami as it goes back into Tar Heel territory to about the 44.
Well, they like Bruce Carter a lot, the outside linebacker. He's a former high school quarterback. They moved to the defense actually last year. He and Quan Sturdivant on the other side, but just got a little piece of that Mike Bosher punt. They're going to set themselves up. Man, if you just reach out and he could have blocked that one. You're reaching at the foot as opposed to where the ball's going to come off the foot. He reaches to the second of which I described. He may pick that one up and be headed for the end zone.
Instead, it's a 24-yard punt. But great field position for Carolina out of timeout. Sexton has Tate. It's a 1st down into Miami territory to the 42.
Well, let's take a look at Cameron Sexton, the quarterback for North Carolina. All afternoon, he's just been a calm customer at the quarterback position, finding the playmakers. Brandon Tate, you see him here, the eyes down the field, delivering the big touchdown pass to Hakeem Nicks. He has been steady for North Carolina, and Butch Davis has really answered the bell in the absence of T.J. Yates.
And he didn't start this game. Pressure coming. Sexton gets it away. It was Glenn Cook right in the face of the quarterback, Sexton.
They like to bring Glenn Cook from that middle linebacker position, and Sexton kind of learning as the game progresses, knowing not to take that sack in that situation. Get the football out of your hands. Even if it's an incomplete pass, you still got 3 other downs in your back pocket.
Especially after taking that sack on the last possession that pushed him out of legitimate field goal range.
Yeah, may have cost him a field goal.
Sexton finds Nicks, breaks a tackle at the 35. Nicks all the way to the 20, and now a penalty flag.
It's going to be a face mask here On number 26, Anthony Reddick, a senior, and that's going to set up be about half the distance to the goal line because I think it's inside the 20. It's either a horse collar or a face mask. One way he kind of looked funny. I'm thinking it's a face mask from the angle that we had.
Remember, if it's a horse collar tackle, it's because you got dragged down immediately if you're holding on to it.
Boy,
and that could be what they're talking about. Did he drag him down immediately? Randy Shannon's actually saying the penalties against Carolina.
And maybe on Hakeem Nicks reaching for a face mask, trying to stiff on.
Personal foul, face mask, 88 of the offense.
Wow.
The run, first down.
They actually still get about 7 yards out of it because it'll go to the 35. But
watch the stiff arm of Hakeem Nicks right here. He grabs the face mask of Anthony Reddick, just kind of turns it. It's obvious. And the officials do a good job of seeing it and calling it both ways. And right there, it's kind of in that area of horse collar. And Butch Davis was calling for that. But still about, like you said, about 7 yards of positive yardage. And North Carolina inching ever so closely to tying this ball game up against Miami.
5 catches on the day for Nicks. Well, that penalty puts it back at the 35 instead of at the Miami 20. Play action. Wide open is Tate out in space. Inside the 25. Picks up the first down, so the clock will stop. Remember, Carolina's out of timeouts.
Boy, it reminds you of a bigger version of Steve Smith, an explosive player that can stop, change direction on a dime. Brandon Tate, just a good overall football player.
They're going to run the ball now with Little. And he gets maybe 2 and then goes out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:36 remaining.
Smart play. That's a way to just kind of get the clock stopped and you get a yard or 2. Doesn't go for negative yardage. Doesn't feed into the momentum of Miami where you get a tackle for a loss. And I take my hat off to Cameron Sexton because he is knowing that he's going to get blitzed. The thing is, from the quarterback position, when you know that the blitz is coming, you got to get back, get set, and get the football out, still able to deliver it with accuracy.
Receiver falls down. The pass was out of bounds, but Foster never had a chance to make the catch because he was basically tackled by Chavez Grant at the 15.
Yeah, he had him beat, too. He gave him a nice double move, and the only way for Chavez Grant to recover was to grab a hold. Look at the double move right here. Nice little hint and go, and he was going to get behind him. Cameron Sexton, nice pump fake and put the ball into the air. They're trying to find Brooks Foster, that third big-time receiver for Carolina.
Grant shaken up on the play as well. Minute and a half remaining here in the 4th. North Carolina. And perhaps they're talking about whether that was catchable. Can Carolina send this into overtime? That is the question. Ahead, Carolina going for its 2nd win this season out of the state of North Carolina. And later, can Miami escape a loss from former coach Butch Davis? They were discussing whether it was uncatchable, but
question you ask is, can they stop North Carolina from kicking a field goal? I think they better concentrate on keeping them out of the end zone.
Yeah, good point.
Because that was a touchdown if Brooks Foster is able to come free and get behind Chavez Grant, who actually it turned out to be a good penalty because he was beaten for a touchdown.
Here's Little, stood up at the 12, and now Carolina's got to hurry up to the line.
Well, you want to try and threaten the end zone, but you got to take care of the football as well. You want to make sure you keep the field goal in your back pocket. Worst case scenario, it goes into overtime for Carolina. Best case, an end zone to the end zone and a touchdown, which would set you up for the win. But you want to make sure you hold on to the football. Don't turn it over in this situation.
Pressure coming. Sexton to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, North Carolina. Brooks Foster gives Carolina the lead.
And the Miami Hurricane faithful just stunned. We talked about the 3 weapons on the outside and their ability. That was the question coming in. Was Cameron Sexton, or Mike Paulus going to be able to get the football to the 3 playmakers on the outside for North Carolina? And he's been doing it all afternoon.
That extra point big because now Miami needs a touchdown. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, you see Cameron Sexton here, cool and under pressure, and now it's thrown. And what I like about it, either Brooks Foster is going to come down with this football or it's going out the back of the end zone. And now you see the Sexton celebration right there. He is pumped. What a wonderful game he has had. He stepped into and really has taken care of business for North Carolina.
We talked at the outset. Could Miami regain that swagger from seasons past? They came out first drive and they pounded Carolina, but the Tar Heels have rebounded behind Sexton, especially here in the second half, and they're 46 seconds away from winning this game.
Yep, we talked about it. You're not thinking field goal and tie it up. At some point, we want to end this. We don't want to continue this football game. They're at home, so they're going to have some momentum if we go into extra innings, so to speak, extra time period. But take care of business while we're down here, and that's exactly what Butch Davis was able to do, his football team. Cameron Sexton to Brooks Foster, and a nice touchdown pass to the corner of the end zone. The first Tar Heel lead comes in their last drive of the game. And it couldn't have come at a better time.
Keep in mind, Carolina's had a lot of trouble on kickoffs. Both kickers have struggled today. The last one by Wooten went out of bounds.
Well, if you're a North Carolina fan, you got to be feeling pretty good. The coaching staff as well. 46 seconds and a lot of freshman players that have not been in this deep of water in their college careers quite yet.
Again, a short kick taken by Ryan Hill. Up to the 32. Let's go to Wendy Nix in the studio.
Well, Dave, we've already seen one upset this week, that coming on Thursday night. Is it possible we'll have another, the number 4 Gators in trouble perhaps? Dexter McCluster, the 40-yard run, and Ole Miss takes the lead 24-17 over Florida. Michigan State and Indiana, a 10-point game in the 4th quarter, but a lot of football still to be played. That's on ESPN.
Here we go again in college football. And
just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Now Marv going to work. Epps can't hang on to it. Incomplete. The Hurricanes do have 2 timeouts remaining, and they have to get a touchdown.
Yeah, you talk about the youth of Miami not being in this type of situation in their college careers, and a lot of experience on the other side of guys that you play 2 sophomores at outside linebacker, but inside a lot of experience that has played and been here before. You gotta like North Carolina's chances of keeping Miami out of the end zone with just 37 seconds left.
Marv can still use the middle of the field with those 2 timeouts. Everybody's covered. And Marv throws short and finds Shields, steps out of bounds. That's only about 5 yards, though, and it took about 12 seconds.
Oh, you look at Robert Marv as well as Ja'Cory Harris. About 75-1 is a combined record with those 2 guys at quarterback during their high school career. So they're not guys that are used to losing very much. And he'll put this one in his back pocket, learn from it as he studies the film this week, and figure out what he could have done better to give himself a better chance of winning in this type of situation again.
Miami not done yet. 2 timeouts remaining. And at least 2 more downs. Everybody's covered again. Marv going downfield, and a penalty flag. Interference is going to be called as Farquharson was held. And this is one of the reasons why I think they really need to go to the pro roll and put it at the spot of the interference, because it doesn't help the offensive team that much in this situation.
Well, you know, you got to remain different so that you are considered college football.
41 of the defense. 15 yards to previous spot. Automatic first down.
Now you're going to see it coming from the right of your screen as the receiver gets just across the face of Mart Paschal, the middle linebacker, and you'll see him grab right there the jersey, just enough of it to draw the attention of the officials, and ultimately the flag comes flying in there as well.
23 seconds remaining. Miami still with 2 timeouts, needing a touchdown.
Well, no one's sitting in this building. Everybody on their feet.
Marv going downfield for Farquharson. Caught at the 20. And a timeout with 15 seconds left.
We've got 2 timeouts. We're going to take one right here with 15 seconds. And I'll tell you what, don't count out that young man. There's no quit in the Miami Hurricanes. But right down the seam in a well-delivered football. Look at the velocity that's put on that. Farquharson able to hold on to it. Take a nice big shot. The safety back there, Deontay Williams, who is they say he may be the best pro prospect at that position ever in the history of North Carolina football.
We talked with Randy Shannon yesterday, and he said, I want to recruit players from winning teams because winning is contagious. And maybe this is where we see the fruit of that labor in this situation here with the timeout and 15 seconds left.
Guys that aren't going to fold up the tent that aren't used to being losers. They have fought and scratched and battled during their high school careers. There's some carryover in that when you get to the next level. Guys that have been there before. And all of a sudden you're starting to see it right here. I don't know if it's going to happen where they come back and win this football game, but certainly this is a major step for a group of young football players.
You've got a timeout left. Is the pass go to the end zone first, or because you had that timeout, can you throw it in the middle of the field?
Well, you can still throw it in the middle of the field. It's got to be completed, down the field a little ways, and then all of a sudden you've got yourself an additional couple of downs. But certainly with a timeout, you can take the chance in the middle.
Marv throwing that away, and so 10 seconds left. Quentin Coples with pressure. Now it's got to go to the end zone, right? Too risky if you don't.
Well, maybe you have one play. It's just got to be out fast. You've got to coach Robert Marv up that the football's got to come out fast if you're going to take a shot in the middle to get you a little bit closer. As with the timeout remaining, you're thinking about 5-6 seconds, which puts you in position for one more shot at the end zone. So it doesn't necessarily have to go to the end zone right here.
And if you catch it in the field of play, get down if you're Miami and don't try to run 15 yards.
He cannot scramble around and then throw it in the middle of the field. Time will run out.
Here's Marv, and he's going end zone. Farquharson! Oh, it's picked off! Intercepted by Tremaine Goddard! North Carolina beats Miami 28-24.
Unbelievable play by the senior strong safety, Tremaine Goddard, in the back of the end zone. You're thinking Farquharson, the receiver for Miami, is going to come down with a touchdown grab in the back of the end zone, and they're going to be celebrating. It's taken away by Tremaine Goddard. Watch the play here. Great delivery of the football by Robert Marv, the quarterback, and Farquharson right there in a position. That's where you got to take it, put it away, and Tremaine Goddard, ball falls right into his hands. Interception, and North Carolina going to celebrate the victory.
That would have been a great catch, though. Had Farquharson made that catch, that would have been a tremendous catch. And Goddard gets his second interception as Butch Davis wins his homecoming against school he led to 3 conference titles at the U.
Oh, what a great job of coaching. Kind of offsetting the speed throughout this game by attacking Miami right in the middle of that defense where you don't allow the speed to take over. Left the edges alone, and that young man right there played one heck of a ball game. Brave coming in here and just unbelievable.
Miami falls to 2-2. North Carolina 3-1, and that's 4 consecutive home losses in ACC play for Miami. And it was this close. Through the hands of Farquharson. Goddard with the pick. North Carolina wins it. Tune in to ESPN News for our postgame extra. For Andre Ware, Dave Pasch. So long from Miami.